What's up, guys? It's Cooper Webb, and you're listening to the MotoXpod.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Aaron Plessinger, and you guys are listening to the MotoXpod.
Save me from myself. My arms and legs are bound like an aging corpse from another world. I'll scream the truth 6 feet underground. Feel alive inside yourself. Watch your enemies dispel. If I can find a way to avoid this fate.
Welcome back to the MotoXpod, episode 388. This week, great guest lineup, including Daxton Bennick, Avery Long, and Jade Dungey. Plenty of things to talk about, all the normal segments. We'll talk a little bit about Daytona. Obviously, thank our sponsors. We're going to rock and roll, though. It's going to be a good time, fun time. Before we really get rolling with this episode, in studio, as always, working the cameras. Didn't check the sound until 58 seconds before the show started, but we got it working. Scotty Thompson.
It's working, isn't it?
You're welcome.
Thanks. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything to make it do that. So, glad to be here as always.
Yeah.
Always,
Yep.
I'm glad to be here.
Glad you checked. In studio, also first time in a while, TJ Smith.
Yeah, I know. It's been like a whole 2 weeks like it always is.
Yeah, I feel like it's been forever where you came in and get things cleaned up, straightened up. Do you miss the nicknames? Do you remember DJ TJ and Muscle Mark?
I forgot about that.
DJ TJ. I think I remember them calling you that.
Yeah. I miss Muscle Mark because, honestly, he did bring something to the show that was funny, but he did not put up or didn't play well with the jokes and the ragging,
Right.
and so it made it fun.
The early days of the show.
Yeah.
Early days. All right, well, this show, as usual, is presented by Yamaha Motor USA and Race Tech. And at Yamaha Motor USA, we don't just build motorcycles, we engineer legends. From championship podiums to off-road trails, the YZ platform has defined dirt bike excellence for generations. Whether it's the dominance of the YZ450F, YZ250F, or the beloved YZ252 stroke, every YZ is built for riders who push harder, ride faster, and demand the best. So unleash victory and ride Yamaha. Visit YamahaMotorsports.com. Yamaha, there's going to be some news coming maybe tomorrow. We're going to be losing a Yamaha rider, brand ambassador soon that I'm very sad about. But yeah, there'll be some news. Keep your eyes out in the Twitter, Instagram world. I think there's going to be some news coming tomorrow about some bike changes for somebody.
Cool.
I 100% know who this is, but you haven't told me.
It was in the group text.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
Well.
Yep.
And the other group text?
Well, he's in all the group texts. You're the only one that's not.
I
in all
know.
the-
So
I
am I
think
supposed
you
to
should know
this?
too. It was in that
Okay.
group text for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
Cool.
but
Right
or
on.
maybe I didn't tell you guys.
You
because
didn't tell us, but I know.
Maybe I didn't tell you because I think you're right because nobody actually. Yeah, I did not tell you.
Yeah.
Because I was told that literally nobody else knew this except for a couple people at Yamaha and the other
the other people,
and the other
and like
brand.
100 people that work for that company. And
Yeah,
all
but
that
I
kind
mean,
of
like
stuff.
no. He said no media people knew, and he hadn't really talked to any of the. Yeah. Anyway,
Is he going to break it on this show?
nope. It'll just be.
You're terrible.
It'll just be broke on.
So why
In the social media world, once they do the press release.
why is he not coming on to talk about it on our
So it
show?
hasn't happened yet.
Yeah,
I mean,
'cause
like next week.
it's maybe,
There you go. That's a plan.
but
I'm
we
doing your
already
job
have
for you. You
three
should have had
guests.
an
I already have
interview.
3 guests booked for next
You
week.
should have had an interview on video about it.
Well, maybe you should.
I mean,
show up
I'm
at places.
just here helping the show grow.
Speaking of helping the show grow, our YouTube's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
The Ian Harrison interview is crushing it, so I want to thank you guys for that. If
It
you're
was
not
a good interview.
already, thank you, already following, liking, and subscribing on our YouTube channel, please do. Also visit our website, motoxpod.com. Jump on the Discord channel and communicate with the other listeners. And don't forget, we still have some shirts left. You guys have the newest shirt on. We've got a few of those left, and I have the old school, or the logo, the actual MotoXpod logo shirt still available.
I like
so
that one better.
if you want those, just DM me Darkside MX3 on Instagram, and we can hook you up. I want to give a quick shout out to a listener named Jessica, who at Arlington saw, I think me and Scotty were over at the Honda truck, and she saw me, and she brought me a Darkside snowboard sticker.
I know, that thing's bitching.
That's pretty cool. So thank you for that.
Snowboards?
There's a Darkside snowboard company, apparently.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, I didn't thank her last week. Also, if you're listening live right now, don't forget Kellen Brower and the MX Simulator Pro Supercross races start at 8:30 Central, 6:30 West Coast. So on Start Your Systems YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys have been watching those. We'll put it on here in a minute in the background of our show.
The racing last week was so good.
Yeah, but as always, don't miss MX Simulator Pro Supercross Live on Start Your Systems tonight at 6:30 Pacific. Watch top players in the game go head-to-head as Bredden Carter, Seth Carr, and more take on defending champion Colby Eaglin. Live racing, real battles, and intense championship competition. Tune in to Start Your Systems on YouTube to watch.
It's specifically at 6:30?
6:30 Pacific. Did I say specific?
I don't know, maybe.
I might have. 6:30
I just always thought that's funny. Is it specifically at 6:30 or is it specifically
It's specifically. Okay, I'm going to get that thing going in just a second. Also want to thank Brunt Workwear Boots. Use code DarksideMX10 to save there. Daytona, Eli Tomac, 8 total Daytona victories. The winningest rider, the winningest racer in Daytona history. 33 years old. That's pretty gnarly.
Holds the record for the most teeth lost on a podium as well.
Okay. yes, probably.
Actually, maybe
so.
not. Who knows? Who knows what happens in the 80s and 90s?
Yeah, like maybe lost at the race, but there might be guys with more teeth missing.
Yeah.
Who knows? But that was pretty crazy. But he is something else right now.
Dude,
just unbelievably dominant
Yeah.
Is there
for
that,
his age.
I guess I should have looked this up, but is there anybody that's won any other venue 8 times?
Yeah.
I know Chad Reed had 6 or 7 at San Diego.
I
mean,
do not
probably
have those.
Anaheim, because Anaheim is probably
No, because the most the what's his name? Barsha has the most wins at Anaheim, right? 3 in a
I would think McGrath would. I'd
No,
have
not
to look
in a
through
not in a
history.
row.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
yeah, we're not talking about
He hasn't
row.
won 8 in a row.
Oh, fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah, we're not talking about
Kenny won last year.
Yeah, yeah, but 8
TJ
total.
hates Supercross. It's cool.
Yeah, he doesn't like the sport. He doesn't really. He just likes his e-bikes and whatever. And you like golf, so you don't really like the sport either. I don't know.
Okay.
Golf
I mean, I
and
don't like
e-bikes.
the sport.
I don't know. It's
Yeah, good one.
Daytona.
Good job.
Eli Tomac.
God, that track was so fast.
It really. Did you like this track
Yes.
more than years past with
Yes,
bigger jumps and?
We've been there for like the past 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the first one that we've missed in those 4 years. And I'm bummed. I would have loved to see this track in person. It looked way, way, way more challenging than I think people realize just because of the speed. Ricky hit it out of the park with this track. It was perfect to me what Daytona should be.
Yeah, I somewhat missed the old days where it was really motocrossy and just nasty. But
yes, but I'm talking about the modern.
the old traditional style. But then that's not really Supercross,
Right.
so I'm okay with the way it is now. I did enjoy this weekend's race.
The track was like I haven't heard anybody like what do you call it dogging the track like they have in the past.
No, I think Garrett Marchbanks wasn't completely stoked on it, but everybody else seemed to say it was it wasn't as big of jumps, and it was. I think they thought they liked it better.
Everybody would have.
Marchbanks did that in the Pulp Steve Mathis post race interview. So if you
said
guys
that.
want to hear that, if you haven't heard it, you can go listen to it on Steve's feed.
He everybody was lucky that Prado wasn't healthy.
Okay.
I think Tomac would have been okay.
I don't know.
Was the lack of rhythms as much as they've had in the past, was that mainly due to like what they wanted to do, or is it because of the weather that they ended up just implementing it that way?
But that was the way it was drawn.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the way it was drawn. I think they were just trying
Oh,
to
it was different.
slow
I mean-
it down. Yeah, to try to make it not quite so gnarly, huge, big jump, massive jumps and
Yeah.
I mean,
rhythms.
it's pretty obvious that I'm an idiot. We all know this, but like, I mean, yeah, it seemed a little different, but I wasn't like, it didn't seem that much different to me until like they were talking about how different it was.
Right.
I was just like, yeah, Daytona. I mean, like, yeah, some of the rhythm sections were a little bit different, but like, I didn't until listening, like rewatching the race and listening to like race reviews and stuff. My first initial viewing of the race, I was like, it's Daytona. Like, it didn't seem that crazy of a different stuff to me.
It was different, but I wouldn't say it was so different that I was like, oh my God, it's massively different.
Yeah,
but we do know that Daytona is the start of the season. Everything starts at Daytona. We've 9 left. We've done 8. Does anybody want to change their predictions for titles? Because I definitely do.
My guy that I chose at the beginning of the season for any races was 1 point behind in the championship and just won this past weekend, so I'm good.
You're sticking with Hunter.
I don't remember who I picked, to be honest. Probably Prado.
I picked Eli.
Yeah, and we told you couldn't change because you said no, we weren't allowed to change. But we all decided we could change. But since you said no, then you can't change.
I did not pick Hunter. I picked Eli. He's 1 point behind. And
Yes,
he just won
I'm
this
sorry.
weekend.
I'm sorry. Yes, yes. I picked Chase.
Yeah,
I would
that's
like
not
to change
happening.
my pick,
Okay.
please.
Okay.
Like, can I bring up something about the whole Kawasaki
Sure,
thing?
we got 4 minutes, but go ahead.
Everybody talks about like all the Kawasaki issues and people with different riders, but nobody's brought up Cowie finding something in Millsap's locker. Like, it goes back that long to where there's problems with the
I've heard
riders and the team with Cowie. Like,
It's not the bike. It's
not just the bike. I'm saying like I think I've come to believe that it is, and I'm not saying that they're wrong or the right rider, whoever. I'm not taking sides. I just think that there's something about the mentality of the team of Kawasaki that a lot of riders don't gel with. I'm not saying that everybody doesn't.
I thought that the reports were saying mostly that Chase is actually happy with the team. He gels with them. He likes the mentality with them. They're all working hard. It's just the bike just hasn't been there. I thought that's kind of been the story, the narrative.
something
That is
going
what's
on.
getting reported.
That's what's getting.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Moving on.
I'm just wondering how long before they find something in Chase's locker.
what was allegedly found in
I'm
Davy's
going to
locker?
change my pick to Hunter for the title.
You're changing.
I think Eli's too easy. I said this maybe last week when we were talking to somebody that if I had to stake my life on it, I would probably go Eli. And last week I actually said I still think Cooper, but now I'm making my final choice at 200 Lawrence.
I'm texting Cooper.
To be fair, I picked
He's on next
Eli when Jet was still healthy. So
Yeah.
So it's not like
No, you did. You picked him first. Yes.
Yeah, before anything. I didn't even change it after Jet got
Right.
hurt.
No,
Yeah.
you're right. Cooper is supposed to be on next week. That's one of the guests that I already have booked. So just so you know.
Yeah.
He's scheduled. And now, if he wins and then Steve grabs him, we may bump him, but that doesn't really matter.
Go ahead.
Let's see. We got a couple minutes before we get Daxton on. Let's see. What else do we want to talk about real quick? Hammaker getting his first Daytona win. That's cool.
After
He looked good. The 250 class was mixed up a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's going to come down to a good championship. I mean, they're all within what, like 6-7 points.
I didn't pull the
only 2
points, but
rounds.
it's tight. Yeah, it's really
It's
tight.
2 rounds
It's
in,
just 2 rounds.
but
Yeah,
it's
so
still going to be
obviously-
good.
Yeah, it got mixed up.
Because I think it's kind of like how the 450 class has been for the most of this season. I think that you can very easily get 1st or 5th.
Yeah. Davies is definitely, or at least appears to be the fastest guy in the whoops every week so far. Maybe the fastest guy on average on the track. Percentage chanceability, he wins the title.
Percentage chance?
He's got to
Yeah.
be what, 4th in points?
I don't have any of that in front of me right now, but yeah, he's top 5.
I can look it up.
Yeah, I would
But
say
just it doesn't. I don't care where he is right now. Just do you think he can win the
if
title?
the other
like
guys
100%?
don't have problems, then no. There's nothing that shows me he can. Now, will he be a major threat to win it next year? Yes.
Oh, you don't think he's a title contender?
I think it's contender, but I don't think that he's going to beat out the guys who are in front of him right now.
Joe, Pierce, Seth.
I think he could beat Pierce.
I think if he gets starts, which he hasn't,
Yeah.
these first 2 races that he could win easily. Well, actually, that's easily might be a little far, but
I've watched Pierce
pretty high chance.
coming up through the amateurs and everything because he
Yeah.
was there when we were doing a lot of the amateur stuff, and this is kind of what I expected of him. He's always going to be fast. He's always going to be up there. There's always going to be something.
Who?
Pierce?
Okay,
Cole is in 4th 6-back. Joe's in 3rd 5-back.
so it's tighter than I actually thought.
Seth's in 2nd 2-back to Pierce.
Yeah, so it's really tight just with 2 rounds in, obviously. But
I think the top 3, right? I mean, I guess second and third right now are going to be where our winners come from.
To answer your question, though, I'd say a 20 to 25% chance.
Oh, okay.
For him to win.
There's 4 guys.
Yeah. And
I mean, that's not okay.
Yeah, I think because I picked Pierce. But, we got our first guest of the night on, so let's get to him here pretty quickly. He's going to be brought to you tonight by Racetech, and for over 40 years, Racetech has been supplying the motorcycle industry with high-quality suspension components made right here in the USA. From modern to vintage, Racetech is your go-to source for suspension performance. Visit racetech.com, find your local service center, get to know your local tech, get that suspension tuned, get some new oil. But tonight, Racetech brings us from the Rockstar Husqvarna factory racing team, Daxton Bennick. What's up, Dax?
Jamie, how's it going? Good to be back, boys.
Dude, yeah, it's good to have you back. It's been a little bit. We've missed you, man.
Yeah, it's our annual, year catch up.
Yeah. Well, we need to do it more than once a year for sure. So we need to keep you healthy and in this title hunt.
Yep. No, I agree.
How are you feeling right now? 2 rounds in, coming off your off season, a couple pretty significant concussions in 25. How'd you feel going into Arlington? 100%?
Good. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I had a really, really good off season. Obviously bouncing back from Cali and then Florida, just learning the bike and then starting to train, with Justin and Eldon. So, I feel like I went into the first round really good. Just obviously didn't know how, you never know until you get to the race how the bike is on certain conditions, but I think it's all been really good.
Yeah, you spent a decent part of your amateur career on KTM. Then you spent almost your entire pro career so far on Yamaha. Was that switch back pretty easy, or did you find it a little more difficult than you expected?
No, it was probably easier than I expected. I didn't really know what to think about, because obviously I haven't rode the bike in a while, but it was pretty easy. It felt like home, to be honest. We had to make some changes with suspension and stuff like that, but the power was the first thing that I really liked about the bike. Like, the power was really good on that Husky. So, it wasn't too bad at all. And I rode it a couple days on outdoors and then jumped into it on Supercross, and I gelled with it quick.
Okay. It's interesting that you just talked about the power, because we all, I think for the most part, kind of go, oh, Yamaha is the most powerful 250 and probably the most powerful 450. But you just talked about the power. And then Monday night, John Tomac was on Pulp, and he talked about how much Eli loves the power out of the KTM. And in my mind, I think that the Austrian brands and all the brands might have a little less power than Yamaha, but not so much.
Yeah, no, it's good. I feel like from everyone talking, everyone thinks on the outside looking in that the Yamaha just power is head and shoulders above the other bikes. I can't speak for really other bikes, but the Husky, power is really good as far as Supercross, and I've rode a little bit outdoors, but it's definitely not lacking in that area. I thought it's super strong, incredible off the start, which I love. So, I think that's its probably, and I think the way that it turns really good.
Yes.
Definitely better than my Yamaha. So I'm really, really happy with that too.
I can't really argue with that. Obviously, I've talked to guys on here before, and I always say I don't have the talent you guys do, but I rode a KTM 350 last year and the Yamaha 450. I have the Yamaha 250 now. And yeah, that KTM felt like it would go anywhere I wanted it to. It went turn-wise. It was just, that was probably the best part of that bike, was how well it turned.
Yeah, that's literally the first thing I noticed. The power and the turning was really, really good. I feel like I had a problem trusting the front end a bit on the Yamaha. And I created some bad habits riding that way, but now I'm back on the Husqvarna, and I've had to relearn how to trust it, because you can trust it so much. So
yeah, that mirrors what I felt at a much, much slower pace. Go ahead, Scotty.
So the first round in Arlington was noted as probably one of the most technical tracks of the year, and it was your guys' first round. And then obviously this past weekend in Daytona is its own, unorthodox kind of race. It's its own different thing. How has your off-training stuff set up on the bike translated into these first 2 rounds that were maybe a little bit different than what you guys expected, and how have you been adjusted on race day to get the proper setup?
We didn't make, I don't believe, any changes for Arlington. I don't believe. I think we may have clicked a little bit, but Arlington, we stayed about the same. It was obviously like your typical Supercross track. It did break down more than maybe even years prior to that. But yeah, we didn't change the bike a whole lot for Arlington. For Daytona, we did change the bike a little bit because we had a Daytona kind of like layout at Eldon's. So I was able to ride some braking bumps and just that kind of dirt, which was super helpful. And we kind of just softened it up a little bit, like the 4th. And I think it helped a lot. Like it felt really good on the track at Eldon's, and then at Daytona also felt really good. So I feel like I adjusted to it easier than I thought. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you don't change up like a ton for Daytona. You want to stay in that window, but that track was definitely challenging. It was almost like an outdoor track this year.
Yeah. Well, and I want to get to more Daytona stuff in a second. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, and then this upcoming weekend you have Indy, which is going to be Rut Fest and a Triple Crown. So yeah, they haven't really eased you guys into it this year.
Yeah, I know. The first 3 are pretty. Well, I guess the first one was kind of normal, but the next 2, those are. And then then you obviously have a weekend off, and then we go into an East-West, so it's exciting.
Well, that was my question. I was going to ask about has anybody spoke with the AMA and been like, what in the heck is going on here, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they just throw you guys to the wolves, man. They said, look, the West Coast has been at it for 5 or 6 races.
Yeah.
You should be fine.
Yeah, the West Coast guys can't handle this, so we're going to give it to you.
Give it all to you.
The good East Coast riders.
It's not like Joe or Pierce didn't come off of neck injuries.
Well, almost everybody in the East Coast was coming off some kind of injury. Daxton, 3rd in Arlington, 5th in Daytona. How do you feel? Rate your rides, because you were right there in Arlington. We had Joe on last week. And I think when Joe tried to make the pass on Pierce with 3 to go, had he actually ran it in on Joe or on Pierce, I think you might have been able to take the lead. But anyway, rate your rides.
Yeah, I got to agree. I kind of thought that was going to happen. But I would say Arlington was pretty good. Can't complain. My day wasn't very good, but I did figure it out for the for the main event, and that was a good ride for sure. I felt really strong to the end, which I was really happy about. And Daytona was honestly just as good as far as the ride.
Okay,
I did come from further back. I think I was 12th the first lap, and I got hung up in that off-camber turn. Just kind of lost some positions there. But my ride was really good. I was really happy with my ride. And I really believe if I would have got around Thrasher early, once I caught him, if I would have passed him quick, I could have capitalized on Joe crashing too, and I would have probably put me 4th. But I rode pretty dang good at Daytona. And last year, I was 5th until the red flag, and then I went back to 7th. So this year, I obviously improved, which I'm really happy about, because this Daytona is a unique one, and there wasn't even any rhythm lanes really. There were some short ones, but I'm a big fan of the long rhythm lanes and stuff like that. But it was pretty basic. The track got really broken down, but it was pretty basic, and there wasn't anything you had to really do every lap, like a big jump. So I kind of shine a little more when it's like that. Mm-hmm. But I feel like I'm really happy with how that went. My ride was good. Of course I'd like to be on the box for sure, but I got to be happy with that ride.
Yeah, I think so too. That's why I wanted to ask about that. And you mentioned getting hung up on the off-camber in the first lap, and I rewatched it last night, and they weren't focusing on you a whole lot, but there was a wide shot. Did you go inside and get stuck behind 2 other guys?
Yeah, so in a heat I got passed by Adams in that left. So I hugged that super tight, jumped that double, hit that 353, and I just stayed super tight because I was kind of worried about getting past. And it bit me because what that literally bottlenecked. Like there was like it was funny because there's like a line waiting to get in the rut.
That's what I thought I saw too. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's like probably 4 of us lined up waiting to get in the rut.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing out of the corner of my eye, people literally blowing by me. And I'm like, oh no, this is not good.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll get your heart rate spiking and make you do something dumb where you try to jump
yeah,
out.
I was like, dude, I was like, dude, that was not smart to go inside here.
Right.
And it's funny because I had I jumped that 353. I didn't jump the whole thing. I just doubled it. And I was like, do I switch and go outside or I stay inside? I was like, I'll stay inside. And it obviously wasn't the right play.
Live and you learn, Daxton. I mean, what is this, year 2? So yeah, I was going to actually ask you, what have you learned, in these first couple years as a pro? And maybe that's a lesson right there.
Yeah, that's a lesson. And then obviously consistency. I feel like you've seen it in the 250 class. It's a big deal. So that's my main, my long-term goal here.
What was your goals coming into the season? Like, did you have a number set of where you'll be happy at the end of the season, or were they smaller goals?
Yeah. Honestly, I have some longer-term goals and then I have some shorter-term goals. And I told myself I could top 5 every single race this year in the East division. I would be really happy with that. Top 5 every round, and obviously we want to get on the podium. I would love to. One of my other goals is to win. I want to get a win. I think it's time. I can. So I'd love to tick that off the box for sure. But yeah, other than that, it's just stay in the top 5 every round. And hole shot. I need some hole shots to put myself in those positions to get the good finishes, because it is hard nowadays to come back to a podium whenever you're, buried the first lap.
Yeah, you were credited with the hole shot in the heat, I believe.
Yep. Yeah. So I was happy. It was my first hole shot in a long time, so I was happy with that.
All right, Dex. Two parts. How cool is it to work with Nathan Ramsey? He seems like he's just a chill guy to be around with and work for. And how has the different mentality from the Star team to the Husky team affected you in positive ways for your career and your riding?
Yeah, so the first one with Nate, it's awesome working with him. I worked with him, when I pretty much my whole amateur career, when I was on 50s to, 250s. So it's cool. It kind of feels a bit normal, but now it's way more, in debt and more frequently we talk and, try to just be better. So it's cool. I really like Nate, and I think we work good together. And then secondly, obviously the differences is the program's about somewhat the same, but the mindset's definitely a little different. I feel like training here, I can really focus on the things I need to be better at. I don't have to worry too much about it being like a race every single day, which sometimes that's good, but sometimes it's also good to focus on what you need to be better at. That's, sprinting or long mode, whatever it is. But I feel like I've been able to do that more, and Justin has helped me, and he's been pretty dang open to doing whatever. And I think Baker has that persona that it's not like that really. But it's gotten a lot better, and I think it's working really good. I think the program is super dialed.
Do you think if you could go back, would you have just stuck with the Austrian brand the entire time? Or do you think what you were able to learn at Star has, everything happens for a reason kind of thing?
Yeah. I think everything happens for a reason, and maybe I needed to do that to get here. I think it was very needed, because then let's say I stuck with Austrian the whole time, you always question or second guess, what is, that bike like, or what's that team like? Now, hey, there's none of that. I know I've been a part of it. I've done it. And, now I'm back here. So I think it was needed, to be honest.
Very good.
Daxton Bennick tonight brought to you by Racetech. Again, racetech.com. Find your local service center, your local tech. Get some service work done. Your suspension fluid gets wore out, it doesn't work the way it should, they'll hook you up. I want to kind of touch on the training at Star versus Alden's a little bit more, because you mentioned the race mentality during the competition mentality during the week. I'm sure there's days where you're not the fastest guy out there, and if it happens consistently, maybe it can mentally beat you down. Did you ever have any of that where it's like, man, I can't really just work on technique. I'm just getting beat down every day and I feel shitty about myself?
Yeah, I mean, that's the part where you just have to be mentally strong, because I've seen it, I've seen guys there that aren't ever the fastest and they can go to the race and win, So I think that's where the mental part of things come into play. But it definitely can, especially as a young rider, going into the pros, like you're getting smoked by those guys, and it does make you question if you're able to win, So, which it's also some of that's good, it's hard, and I think it can also make you a bit tougher, but you just can't let it obviously affect your mindset, really.
Yeah, I just think that's, as humans, that's hard sometimes to not, right? I mean, my co-host across, when we make fun of him, he gets sad.
No, I don't.
Well, when they make fun of me, my feelings get hurt, man. So if I'm getting, if I'm having a rough week or two where I'm just like getting my ass kicked, then I'm probably like, what am I going to do? So I think the human nature, we forget about that sometimes, that we are all human and you guys are human, and the mental side or the emotional side is a factor.
Yeah, for sure.
How did the concussions affect you afterwards? 2 major concussions in a season. That's a lot. You had to really slow down and let your brain heal. Was that difficult?
I mean, no, I wouldn't say too bad. Like I really took my time I really took my time with it, to be honest, after the second one. I took a lot of time off. I started to race. I did the last, 3 outdoors or 2 outdoors, but I did take a lot of time to heal. I did have a broke T6 too, but I honestly took more of the time to just heal my brain. And I did the chamber a ton. And I did some therapy stuff in Asheville. So I feel completely fine now, and honestly not terrible, like aftermath, no like bad symptoms or anything, but we ride dirt bikes, it's dangerous, and that is the risk we take, so it's part of it, and
it is.
Just have to do it, just like we train hard, you have to recover hard and do all those things to your full ability. So when you get hurt, you got to just recover and do all the therapy you can to make sure when you come back, you lessen the chance of it happening.
So when you have injuries like that, as a professional rider, you're obviously, everybody's kind of looking at you, like your team, and they want you to get better and everything. But does that time off, do you think it actually like helps you reset and keep the fire going, or you don't burn out as soon, you think?
Yeah, I think for sure. I mean, I'd definitely rather not be hurt, but like away from riding and away from the daily grind, it makes you miss it for sure, and kind of gives you that spark back.
All right, Daxton, I got a couple listener questions, and then I have one final, and we'll let you go. This is from our Instagram. Let's see. Let's go with this. Gage_Pearman. What's your pet peeve in motocross? It could be anything. Anything bother you within our sport?
My pet peeve.
Yeah.
It's probably when I'm doing a fast lap and someone's rolling in the main line just with no surround. I don't know the word, but no awareness. Yeah, that's a pet peeve for sure.
That's a good one. All right, this is from Cleary Welds. He wants to know, what is your favorite barbecue meal? I don't know why specifically barbecue, but that's the question.
So like as in like grill?
It doesn't say. It just says barbecue. I'm thinking like Texas barbecue, but yeah, whatever comes to your mind.
I mean, if we're saying like barbecue, I have been locked in on cooking lately, so I got to go with my steak, or I do make chicken on the grill. So I've been, I can't be going out to eat every night, so I have been locked in on the cooking. So I'll just go with a steak.
When you say that, I got to get you some of our sponsor, Grill Your Ass Off.
Oh yeah,
it's
so
the
good.
best seasoning, dude, ever. And it's a
Get me right. Get me right.
I'll get you hooked up. It's a moto guy named Jason. His name's Jason. He's from Houston. He's a vet, a military vet, and yeah, he's got the best seasonings. I'll get you some stuff.
Get him a sample
Awesome.
pack.
I'll get him some real stuff. I give you the sample packs.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll give him the real stuff. All right, my last one is I was scrolling through your Instagram, just kind of checking things out, which I do before a guest comes on, and you've got a lot of good music. There's some Alice in Chains. Who's picking your
Yep.
music, man?
Me? I'm picking it.
Okay,
Okay.
well, you're a
Come
little
on.
young.
No way.
I feel like I'm a wide variety for sure. I go rap, rock, country, everything.
Okay.
So yeah, I got a wide variety there.
I guess a couple of the ones I picked were there was like Alice in Chains. I was like, yeah, this is my jam right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. We go through phases for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, Daxton, dude, really, really appreciate you coming on. We will make sure we do this again before the end of the season, so you can't say it was only once a year because.
Yeah, we can't do the annual. We
No.
gotta have it back.
And I'll come see you I'll be at Birmingham, so I'll come see you. We'll do
Perfect.
a face-to-face. But thank you for doing this tonight, man.
Of course. Yeah, it's awesome to come on here.
All right. Well, have a good weekend in Indy, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Thank you guys.
All right. Thanks, Dax. That's Daxton Bennick tonight, brought to you by Race Tech. Always a great guest. He's been coming on the show since before he went pro.
Yeah, he was an amateur.
Yeah, I think Freestone is when we first started talking to him.
He would be, if his music choice is that eclectic, then it would be a good deal for your like music style podcast stuff.
So my music podcast is with like actual musicians.
No, I'm talking about like when you talk to writers about their songs. You remember you did that?
Oh, I did do that a long time ago.
I
yeah.
like those.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I'm texting him back real quick.
Yeah, he's matured a lot. Like you can tell for only being 20 years old, he's got a very good outlook on life. I like to see that.
Yeah, I got
The
that vibe.
Life side.
We're gonna do X-Brand comments in a minute. That's gonna be you.
I thought I was
or
X-Brand.
Or you're X-Brand. Yeah, you're Grill Your Ass
Yep.
Off. Okay, so that's you, Scotty. But yeah, Daxton was good. I always enjoy having him on. I need to make sure he comes on again. Just speaking of the music podcast, if you don't know this, I did a podcast called The Mixdown a few weeks ago with Evan Ambrosio from State Champs. I'm going to do another one next week with Tony Campos. He's a guitar player in a band called Hellfire. Ray Luzier from Korn did get back with me. We're going to do one. So I'm doing these like once a month. It's if you like music, even if you don't like metal music, it's kind of about like right team music, jamming, writing songs, touring. So it's cool stuff. It's on our MotoXpod podcast feed. So check those out. The Mixdown. Go ahead and do the X-Brand comments read.
All right, with X-Brand, you can see clear and ride fearless. With X-Brand goggles, vision is your advantage. It's engineered for clarity, comfort, and durability. EKS goggles keep your focus sharp through roost, rain, and ruts. Trusted by champions, built for every rider. Crystal clear optics, all-day comfort, zero distractions. Ride with X-Brand because every second counts. Get your gear at xbrand.com.
Good job, Scotty.
Thanks.
Look how big he,
Like you were shocked.
look how big he smiles.
Cool.
His whole face turned red. Look at that.
Oh,
All right, this one is from an Instagram post from Marco9885. Oop.
someone's trying to steal your password.
What do you think about one of the SMX races being at a moto track? Only use a few sections and add a supercross section to it.
That'd be cool.
Well, I feel like that's been thrown around, but it always gets like kiboshed real fast. Like, why? Like, why not try it?
Well, I think seating is like, they want the stadium feel. And
I mean, like bring in bleachers?
Do it at Swan. We got huge bleachers there.
a national at Swan could work with the right owner.
Never going to happen. You're so dumb. You're so dumb.
Why am I dumb?
You're so dumb.
I don't know, man. I talked to a guy recently that has
There's
millions
no
of dollars that
There's
said
no
he was
chance.
talking to his wife about it.
There's no chance.
Why do you say there's no chance when I point blank asked him, what is the honest likelihood of you doing this? Because that means moving. And he said, pretty good. My wife's, all we do is moto. She's all in. It would save me a ton in taxes.
Next week, he's going to be on to somewhere. He's going to be somewhere else.
I don't know that he's going to be on. We already have a full show.
No,
next
no,
week.
he's going to be on to something else.
Oh.
Like,
So I asked some other people about that with him. They said, no, that's not how he works.
Okay.
I'm not saying he's going to do it, but I think he's more likely to do it than you feel
Right.
based off, point blank asking him.
He talks about stuff all the time where he's like, yeah, we should do that. You hear it all the time, and then it never
You're
happens.
actually right. When you say that now, I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay. Anyway.
He just said I was right.
Yeah.
We should end the show right
We'll
there.
cut that out. We're going to have to cut that.
Cut that out.
All right, back to Instagram. Justin Bruja. We talked about the Yamaha logo last week. Maybe the tuner forks.
Oh, yeah.
Tuning forks.
So he says this could be a trivia type question, but we're just going to talk about it. There is a very subtle difference between the two of the Yamaha logos for the piano musical instruments and the motorcycle corporation.
Really?
So the motorcycle one is yellow or red.
Right.
The music is blue normally, and the tuner forks, like the circle they're within, on the motorcycle one, the tuner forks overlay the circle.
Yeah.
On the music, they're inside.
What's
Would have never noticed.
What's the significance of that?
Just different
Yep.
company part.
Don't have an answer for that, man.
Oh, well, I thought Mr. Bruja was talking about
Nope,
that.
he just said there was a
there's
subtle
a
difference.
difference.
Yeah,
Cool.
look it up. So I looked it up, and that's what I got. Okay, Posty25. He says, great interviews with Joe and Ian. How gnarly is Albie? And Joe doesn't seem to know that geisha girls are Japan's best tourist attraction. But seriously,
Geisha girls?
Geisha.
Is it geisha?
It's geisha,
Yes.
but yeah.
All right. See, I thought it was geisha.
Well, you're wrong.
I am wrong. Now that you say it, see, I can admit that I was wrong.
Joe has some happy endings.
Joe and Ian, are they the nicest two people in professional motocross? They have to be up there for sure. I have the little thing I screenshot about the logos, but it doesn't say why. So, all right, let's, very exciting, right? Justin Provencal. I'm making sure these are all on my I didn't do a very good job. Okay. Should we start the conversation about how good Eli is going to be in the sand of Southwick? Glad I only live 1 mile from Southwick. I told him I'm not really ready to start thinking about that just yet.
Outdoors.
How do you guys feel?
I mean, hasn't he kind of always been good at Southwick?
Yes, but
this year
maybe
was
even better.
This year was a little bit lackluster from what I remember this past year. But
do you think though, with the way he looked in Daytona to that sand section and how he's looked at some of the Supercross tracks?
Yeah, I mean, let's get a Supercross championship first, though.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm not ready.
Yeah,
so you're not ready to really start discussing Southwick and specifically, not Pacifically.
Where are we talking about Prado winning the outdoor championship?
No.
I will. We'll get there when it's time.
Yeah. By the way,
We're going to. We're definitely going to.
comment came from MotoXpod.com. So we appreciate you, Justin, and this next one from Wesley Down for going through the website.
Yes.
It's cool to have you guys check it out. This is from Wesley Down. Avid listener, being that I drive for work 15 to 20 hours a week. I'm in Michigan and on a bicycle team, and we use Discord for our server. Can I get in the Pony Pod Discord or no? Bro, it's not called the Pony Pod, but I did get him a link. I did get him a link. Then he says, and how about Eli Toothmack last night?
Toothmack.
I think Ricky is going to start having him design the tracks as soon as he retires. So he thinks that Ricky would have Eli help design the track. Thoughts?
Okay. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I think when Tomac, as long as he has been in the sport,
yeah,
and just the way he is, like I think when he is finally done, I think he's just going to be on a ranch in Colorado, and you're probably not going to.
I disagree because he has said that he wants to stay involved, which was surprising to people he said that to. But no, I think that he may find he's still going to want to do something. I think, yeah. I would not have said that a couple of years ago, but I've heard him say that a couple times.
We'll see.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
you're right. We will.
I don't personally see him doing a booth thing. I don't.
Oh, in the booth?
Yeah,
No,
I don't see that. But being involved, like if he could be, he would be good as like the next like Ezra. I think like the rider, whatever they call. What is Ezra's position for the AMA?
Oh yeah, well I don't know what his title is. He helps with rules and
There's a word.
Yeah, I almost said savant. That's not it, but
no.
like the in between.
Yeah,
there's a word for it. You're right. I can't think
rider
of it.
representative.
Maybe somebody can help us on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I could see him doing that.
Yeah,
or working for
liaison. Is that the word?
That would work, but that's not the exact word.
Yeah. Okay. Phil Smeltzer, regular guy. He says, I wish I would have known you had Joe on. He wonders if Yamaha and Honda are considered the top brands in Japan, and do they even have KTM there? And is it considered a top brand in Japan? And lastly, is there any other brand in Japan that they don't have here in America? So I'm sure they have KTMs in Japan, Phil, but are they considered? I am curious if they are considered as equal, because Yamaha, Honda are Japanese brands.
Kawasaki, Suzuki.
Yeah. The main four, quote unquote, original, whatever main brands are all Japanese based.
That's actually an interesting question.
Do they have any respect for KTM? Is there a guy at your local track in the countryside of Japan on a KTM? Everybody's like, bro,
yeah. What are you doing?
Go back to where you came from.
It would honestly probably be super expensive to get a KTM in Japan.
I wonder if it's like how like Husenberg was here. Like, they're just weird. They just consider them. That's a weird bike.
Yeah, I remember the Cannondales when they first came out
those
with
things
those.
were so sick.
So we had a couple guys give us their picks for Daytona because we were going to do a giveaway. We'll talk about that when we get to the picks in a little bit. But he did say, Chad Lamont, after his picks, says, thanks for the show. Love the Ian Harrison interview. He seems like the nicest, most gentle guy. I got that a lot about Ian, how nice he seems. And everybody is correct. Brian Ehrman is the guy. He won the FXR casual set from last week because we weren't doing anything, but he was the only one that gave us his picks. So we went ahead and gave him a casual set anyway, just for playing. That actually I hear is going out tomorrow, Brian. And I think there was more. Oh, he sent in this week. So his picks for this week for Daytona, I had two guys do this. Put Chase Sexton in, and I gave him a chance because it came in early. I said, sure, you want to amend that? Once everybody knew he was out, so we let him amend it. So we'll get to his picks in a minute, but I think that is all the YouTube or the Instagram emails, all that we're going to get to tonight.
I just want to get this straight.
Yep.
So it's okay. I mean, I get that he has a lot more credibility than I do, but it's okay for Ian Harrison to be nice and gentle. But when I am excited about spring, it's a problem. Cool. Got it. Just wanted to make sure we're on the same page.
We are.
Okay. YouTube chat. Light us up right here. Okay. If you're in the YouTube chat right now, I put the text out. What should we do for a top five? Scotty says top 5 things you like to do when it turns to spring.
Frolic in the flowers.
Yeah.
So
I meant
say,
like time change and all that.
I say,
better
how
weather.
about top 5 things you like to do when you take a bath? But not one, it sounded lame a little bit to me. But also
fair.
in East Texas, it's like springtime, 85% of the, so basically the things you like to do all year round.
The weather in the middle of January was going to be the same as it's about to be in March and April.
We had like 2 weeks of really crappy weather. The rest of the time I do the same thing.
This isn't going to help my case at all, but I like it when like these flowers and stuff start to bloom.
When the flowers bloom, the sunshine is warm on my face.
I don't know. It's just different, man.
I hate it because I have to mow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that yesterday.
Y'all are just
anyway.
Y'all are grumps, man. Enjoy life.
YouTube chat. Let me know if that was a lame top 5 because we changed it. I talked to a couple people that thought it was lame outside the show.
It had to do a lot more with the time change on the longer days is what I was really getting at. But okay.
Like what I do
Number
in
one
the
was
spring
going to be frolic in
is
the
I
flowers,
ride dirt bikes and I go mountain bike, which is the same thing I do when it's cold or whatever. It's
but you don't enjoy it more in the springtime?
It's nice here 90% of the year. So it's just like, it's basically what I do all year round almost.
I guess.
So let us know if I'm a butthole.
You are.
Or if
yes, you are. We know
okay,
that.
pick ETS, pick one of the 3.
Pick 3.
Is Jamie or Darkside a butthole? Is Scotty gay for his pick? Or third, all of the above?
I will say, I just looked it up about the sales numbers in Japan.
Okay.
The number 1 selling brand in Japan's Kawasaki, then Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki, and then the rest is under others.
Okay. So it is
others
outside.
is more than everything else, though.
Well, it's everything put together.
Yeah.
Like Moto Guzzi and Ducati and everything. So
it'd be interesting to ask. I wonder if Joe would really know for sure, but
I mean, maybe just
he didn't know he didn't know that geishas were popular.
Or geishas? Is that what I said? Geishas?
You said
and it's
geisha.
geisha.
Yeah, geisha girls.
Okay. We're going to do grill your ass off, bring the heat. TJ, that's you.
Yeah, if you're looking for a savory steak, bake a delicious chicken breast, make the perfect roasted potato, or fry bacon for breakfast, Grill Your Ass Off is a seasoning to elevate the experience. Jason Murph is a military veteran, motocross enthusiast, and has a line of seasonings and sauce simply can't be beat. On top of being astounding, every product sold helps support a true nonprofit or event. Visit grillyourassoff.com. Use the promotion code DarksideMX3 to save 20%. You will not be disappointed.
Definitely won't be. Put the ads back up real quick. Okay, who wants to go first? Anybody have a bring the heat?
You go ahead.
All right. Mine is, well, so my alternator went out in my truck yesterday.
I was wondering why your truck was.
Truck broke down.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't stoked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, it's alternate. Well, at first I was just hoping it was a battery. So I got it started. I ran up to O'Reilly. Like, let's test my battery, test my alternator. It's the alternator. Like, that sucks. $350. All right. Well, I'm going to go home. I'm going to get to work on this thing. This was last night or yesterday afternoon. I get it home. And I start like really looking to see where the alternator is, and that sucker is buried. I better watch a YouTube video real quick. You got to, like, they suggest you take the radiator out. You got to take the wheel off, drop the sway bar,
flip the whole truck upside down.
An absolute pain in the butt to change an alternator on a Toyota, which should be one of the easier things to change out, and it's not. And why do they do that, TJ? You're a car guy. Why do they make it so difficult?
Well, what I'll say about with Toyota is for all my years, I've never remember ever replacing an alternator on a Toyota.
Yeah, that doesn't help me, but okay.
But no, what I'm getting at is when you're driving something like a Chevy, everything has to be easy to work on because everything breaks.
Okay.
But like I said, it's so weird because like you've never changed it. So obviously like you don't change starters that often anymore.
Right.
You know, I'm talking about like the old cars you did, but things are buried now because they don't need to be replaced as much. You know what I mean? And I think maybe that's, I don't know. Like that's crazy that it takes that long to change an alternator.
Yeah. So I was going to try to do it, but I don't have a concrete driveway. So when I lift my truck, I have to either put the jack stands in, like I have a kind of a,
it's gravel
driveway, or I do it in my grass yard. And
that's sketchy.
I knew the truck was going to be up in the air for a while, so I was just like, there's no way. And I didn't really have 5 hours. I would have to take the day off work, and then things are going to go sideways, so it's going to take you more, actually 10 hours. So I just had to call a mechanic. So the alternator was $350, the labor was $550, basically $1,000 down.
Yeah,
and like I was pissed last night. I was like, this sucks. Like it's one thing after another.
Especially for people that are on like a budget that can't just drop $1,000 here or there. Like I don't understand how that works. Like just shop rates for the like to do stuff it's not that I'm not saying that that's the shop's fault or your fault, but that is a maintenance item. Like even though they never go bad on Toyotas, it's still a maintenance item.
Yeah, it just sucks that it takes. It's basically they're saying 5 hours for a professional mechanic to do it. That tells you how difficult it is to get to. It's just, I don't know. It was really frustrating. I didn't have $1,000 to do it. And then now the battery's trash because I drove around with it for a little while and I just wore the battery down. I won't take a charge anymore.
And batteries aren't $100 anymore.
No,
they're freaking $300 now too.
I mean, at O'Reilly it's like $200.
Go to Walmart.
So Walmart was almost $200. My dad told me today that he has been buying them at Atwood's. It's like a Tractor Supply.
Yep.
And that they're like $100 cheaper.
Yeah. Atwood's has a lot cheaper batteries.
So I'm going to go there when I get off work tomorrow. But it is here. It's just beside the house, sitting on the trickle charger all night, so that when I leave tomorrow afternoon to go get a battery, hopefully it starts. If not, who knows?
You maybe desulfonate it, but
I don't even know what that means.
Anyways,
is that English?
I just thought I think it's funny that like it's such a rare thing to happen in Toyotas, but you have the one Toyota that happened to.
Yeah, exactly.
There was something else that happened weird to your truck too, right?
Well, that was the fuel cell because I ran over something.
Yeah, he did that himself.
That
was on me.
But the fact that the fuel tanks are different.
I think with that the one I got had probably been sitting outside. It had expanded. That's what I think.
I got you.
It just didn't sit the same, if that makes sense.
Fair enough. All right.
Yeah, because it was shaped. They looked identical, but when you put it in there and you drop the stock fuel pump in, it wouldn't bottom out all the way. So I think it just collapsed a little bit
over
or whatever.
time. Yeah, I got you.
That's what I think. Do you guys have any bring the heat? Anything that you're frustrated by, upset by? Nobody's got anything?
The weather right now. Jeez
yeah.
Louise.
You guys, there's a race this weekend, and you guys were wanting to go ride, and we got rain for like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I did ride. Okay, let's do this. So
I do have one in a second.
Go ahead. Then.
Well, you do it. Finish
Mine's
yours.
not grill your ass off related. So go ahead.
So it's just
the guy that wouldn't pull forward in the window.
No, it's just the way that my morning started off this morning. So every morning I get up, take a shower, and then before I finish getting ready, I start a cup of coffee. Like I start my little coffee machinery or whatever, and I go pour water into it, and then like as I'm pouring it and I'm about to start brewing it, I'm like, what the heck is that? And then somehow a freaking moth had gotten into my water reservoir of my coffee pot.
So how many days have you been drinking
So I'm
moth
like,
water?
that's my next thought. It was like, fuck, how much moth coffee have I been freaking drinking?
Has the coffee tasted okay the last couple of days?
Yeah.
Who cares?
I mean, you're right, but like, even though I washed it out this morning, even though I washed it out this morning,
my coffee's a little dusty.
I washed the whole. I unplugged it and dumped the whole thing out and rinsed it out and all that stuff. So like, I know it was fine, but still, like, I just couldn't like drink my coffee the same this morning. It was just, I was like,
So I looked at
I'm gonna have to go get a new freaking coffee maker now because this was tainted.
the one at work, like on my rig. In the very corner, there was like some little green, like, algae will start over time because it's like a Keurig that holds water.
Oh,
you
yeah,
just refill it.
those get bad, yeah.
And so I cleaned it out. And as I was cleaning it out, I just remembered all the years that I used a bun coffee that just kept water in it all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's pretty gross.
I don't drink coffee, so
anyways.
I'm good.
Cool.
I don't like coffee.
Niall
like
Digg
what it
says,
smells.
like a moth to a coffee pot.
All right, so that's it. That's the bring the heat from you guys.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you one thing that this bringing heat thing has opened up my eyes to. I don't get mad very often about stuff.
Right. I mean, sometimes I struggle to.
Oh, you get mad about everything.
I get mad about the same couple things, the driving stuff and the drive-through stuff, but I can't do that every single week.
You're driving your work truck, and I swear I thought you were going to plow through your fence today.
And I wasn't even going that fast. That's silly.
Like 27 miles an hour up your driveway.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe I don't get that at all. All right, race tech. Going back to race tech, I've been testing that air boot.
He looks faster in his truck down his driveway than he did on the video he posted of him riding.
I was ripping on my 26 YZ250F. Yeah. Speaking of, all right, let's roll all this together real quick. We've got Avery Long coming in a few minutes, but Race Tech has developed an air boot for the 2024 to the 2026 Yamaha YZ250F that improves the power by 4%. Thousands of hours in development, and they say best used in conjunction with a Vortex ECU. They do suggest a required airbox modification, but they're saying that this 4% power increase is more of an improvement than going from pump gas to race fuel. So I've been using this thing for the last few weeks. I went to Swan MX Saturday and I did 4 20-minute motos. The first 2 on the stock air boot, not airbox. Sorry. I think I've been saying airbox, air boot. And then I put the Race Tech one in, and I definitely felt a pretty significant difference in like 3rd to 4th gear at, say, 75% throttle, 50 to 75%.
This is the boot that says 4%?
Yes.
That's about 1.5 horse.
Huh?
That's like 1.5 horse.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I felt it on the longer straightaways. I felt it more last week when I went over to the local track at Justin's, and there's that long straightaway going down the hill. I really felt it there because you don't really let off.
Where?
Have you been to the track over by the stables? You haven't been to that track yet, I don't think.
The one that, what's the name of it?
Crowded J.
Crowded J.
Okay, so when you kind of go down the hill after the drop off,
yep,
and you make the left or right, and there's a long straightaway before you make a right and a table. That long straightaway, you could get wide open for a minute, and really rev it out. And I felt it there.
And that's just an air boot. There's nothing.
Just an air boot. Nothing.
Cool.
It's just different material, a little bit different shape.
Right.
They did thousands, what they say, over 30 prototypes before they came up with this one. Anyway, and at Swan, after the big text jump, you go down, make the left. I was going inside on the 250F and doing that double step up. And it was pretty difficult with the stock one. With the Race Tech one, I could feel a little bit more pull and felt like it got up on the pipe quicker, and I was jumping it pretty easy. So I definitely felt a difference. I'll write something about it on our website real soon. I think for the price, I don't. It's $449.99.
So $450.
Yes, for the air boot
for a half a horse. For a horse and a half. That's a pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's a cheaper way to get a little bit more horsepower. And I don't have the Vortex ECU. They say it's quite a bit different, a lot better.
It's even more
with the Vortex. I didn't have access to a Vortex for this air boot, so I didn't use it.
Yeah.
So I think that obviously that's another price tag you got to add on. But if you're looking for something like that, say in lieu of buying race fuel constantly, that might be a good option if you're looking for a little bit more out of your bike.
Because you're going to get about 7 gallons for $400 of race fuel.
There you go. So, yeah, I think
ridiculous.
if you really want a little bit more out of that 250F, it's a good option.
Yeah, especially for like the moto dads out there who want to just help out their kid a little bit more. Yeah. And it's something that doesn't require any extra maintenance. You're not going to you're not going to hurt the bike. It's just, man, I would love to see like the airflow stuff on that.
I can ask Checkers if we can get it.
That'd be cool.
I will tell you, it's really, if you're like not super mechanically inclined, super easy.
Yeah.
I did it in between my moto or my practice moto. The 85s went out, and then I had it back together. So in about 20 minutes at the track. Pretty simple. Really, like it takes no real skill. Real skill.
You sound like your
I
skill,
said
like
skill,
teaching
didn't I?
going
Yeah,
up
like
a heel.
He says heel. Yeah. Takes no real skill to replace if you want to do it yourself. So that shout out to those guys. I was going to say something else about that, and I don't even remember. We're just riding at Swan. Oh, Ryan Villapoto was out there. That was cool.
Yeah, I saw him. You had a picture of him in MotoXpod shirt.
Yeah, he had his MotoXpod shirt. I pulled up, and he's like, dude, I love your show, man.
Hell yeah.
I want your autograph. No, that's not really true. He was just hanging out. Gage is racing Oak Hill this weekend.
Yep.
So they were at Swan for a few days doing some training. Really cool to hang out with him, visit with him for a little bit.
Just the one? Just Gage?
Yeah, his other son's hurt.
Oh, okay.
I think they flew in this week, but he wasn't there that day.
Gotcha.
So good stuff. Good stuff.
Oak Hill's this weekend?
Yes.
Oh, that's going to be a mess.
Yes.
Oh, with all the weather and stuff?
Oh, it's going to be a mess. I'm so glad we're not doing like amateur stuff.
I'm going to see if I can get Avery on while you guys are talking for a moment.
Oak Hill, the track will probably be okay because it's pretty sandy base, so it'll probably just end up being really good.
Yeah, I was watching some extreme weather stuff, and they're talking about like hail and possible tornado warnings and like 60 mile an hour winds.
Not only do you spend probably $5,000 to $10,000 to get your RV down to Oak Hill for the weekend, and then now you got
that much. That's ridiculous.
To get for the
$5,000 to $10,000 to get your RV down there.
No, to like the whole trip.
Maybe for RV to drive it from California.
Or I'm talking about like the whole trip, race entries and food and everything, and then now you got hail damage on top of it.
Yeah. Second guest of the night's on the phone. He's going to be brought to you tonight also by Race Tech. And Race Tech Gold Valves provide a plush feel with drastically improved bottoming resistance and increased traction. All Race Tech products are 100% guaranteed and made in the USA. And again, you can find all this information. You can find your local service center at racetech.com. I promise you, more than likely, your local service tech is at the local track, shredding around. He can help you out if you need some help. Tonight, Race Tech brings us from the AEO Power Sports KTM Racing Team, our buddy Avery Long. What's up, Avery?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on.
Dude, thanks for doing this. How you feel about that Checkers guy with Race Tech? He's all right?
Yeah, no, Checkers is the man. He's been in my corner since pretty much day one, so I pretty much consider Checkers family at this point.
He is family, man. Him and Jennifer, they are so cool. Such the sweetest people. When we went to the Pulp Ride Day at Millville a couple years ago, he's like, yeah, just stay in the motorhome with us. So me and my buddy just crashed with him, and yeah, Checkers is the best.
Yeah, no, great people for sure.
Absolutely. All right, Avery. Year 2 with the AEO Power Sports team, Jeremy Sism. Jeremy's such a good dude, also probably like family. Just a more product of how great this sport can be and the people in it. But how's the team been this season, and what have you learned with those guys over the last couple of years?
Oh, it's been awesome. I mean, I've learned more things than I can even think of off the top of my head. But
that doesn't help me. You got to give me some.
I mean, just the team wise, it's grown since I got on it. I mean, just last year to this year, I mean, they made big strides in making it even better, and just doing the little things and doing everything they can do to make it the best they can make it, and give us the best equipment we can have in order to, you know, try and go out and put in the best results that we're capable of, you know?
Yeah, people maybe they don't realize, right? They see the factory teams and they see the AEO rig, and it looks like a factory setup, but they don't have the same budget. They don't have the same resources. So when you're testing or you're trying to improve something with the bike, how hard or how difficult is it to get what you need? How hard does Jeremy fight to make sure you have what you need?
I mean, he does. I mean, he fights as hard as he can, and he does what he can to get us what we need, you know? And I mean, yeah, we don't have all the stuff the factory guys have, or a suspension guy coming to the track every day to, you know, watch the bike and all that. But I mean, I feel like we do really good with what we got. And I mean, everybody on the team works as hard as they can to make the bike the best they can be. And I mean, it helps our trainer Jay. He's kind of a jack of all trades. He is really good at setting up a bike and watching it and seeing what it does, and that's really helped me get my bike to where I need it in order to, you know, go out there and perform on the weekends and you know, just feel more comfortable on the bike in general, you know?
For sure. AEO Power Sports, yeah, has become a very competitive team. A lot of really good riders have been on that team. I think Mumford's on the team, right? And then Derek Kelly was on the team in the past. And yeah, they've had a lot of really talented seasons so far. I think, let's see, your results are 9, 12, 17, 14, 9, 13. I feel like those ninths are probably about where you should be. So tell me how you feel about your riding this season. What are positive? What are negatives?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I would say that top 10 is where I'm supposed to be. I mean, obviously the 17th at A2 isn't, you know, a good result, and neither really is the 14th at Houston. But I mean, the 14th at Houston, when you look at it, really isn't that bad, considering I pretty much took last the first moto. So I mean, yeah, it's been a not really, I wouldn't say it's been smooth sailing by any means, but I mean, I'm happy with the progression I've made. I mean, I started out the season strong and then kind of went into a little bit of a lull and kind of felt like I got back on track. I mean, I've really been riding good during the week, and my biggest thing this year is just trying to carry that over onto the weekend, and I've kind of been struggling doing that. Just missing one piece of the puzzle, and it's been frustrating knowing that and just knowing where I could be. But I mean, that's part of it, you know. That's why not everybody goes out and wins every weekend. That's true. But
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, just, I mean, I'm happy with how I've been riding. It's just pretty much just to kind of eliminate the mistakes and you know, get good starts. And if I do those two things, there's no reason why I shouldn't be in the top 10 every weekend.
Okay, so yeah, a second ago you said there's like a little piece of the puzzle missing and you've been a little frustrated. Is that the piece of the puzzle, is the starts and consistency? Is that really, and just figuring out how to do that? Or is there something else? Like, do you know what that piece of the puzzle really is that you've got to conquer?
Yeah, I mean, I would say my starts have actually been pretty solid this year compared to what they have been last year. I mean, that was kind of my Achilles heel last year. But yeah, I mean, just focus on the good starts. And also, I mean, just you get into the weekend and you kind of get kind of wrapped up in all the drama and everything going on with it being race day. And I mean, I would say that I maybe fall victim of maybe, you know, being in my head a little bit, I guess, or not really believing. And that's really the biggest thing that I've been trying to work on as the season's progressed, is just, you know, talking positive about my day, talking positive about myself, you know, just trying to be more that person in my corner, to myself, behind closed doors, just, you know, hyping myself up and telling myself I can do that. And I think once I kind of, you know, get to the point where I can kind of do all them things and check off all them boxes, and then, you know, get the starts down, and then, you know, get the mistakes where I'm not making any or not making as much, then you know, I'll be sitting in a good position.
Okay.
So you were just talking about like your mindset and where you think you need to be. Your last 3 years, go back a little bit to your last 3 years at Loretta's, you did really good, winning 450B and then ending it up the last year, second place in 250 and Open Pro Sport. Like coming into the pros, are you where you thought you would be? You know, because I mean, you came in with a lot of steam.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've shown moments where I can be, you know, where I want to be, but I wouldn't say I've necessarily exceeded my expectations or I guess been where I want to be.
Right.
I mean, going into last year, I didn't have a lot of time on the bike, which didn't really set me up, you know, great for success, but I feel like I did the best I did. And then, I mean, even going into this year, I mean, I didn't really have much of an off season. I mean, I started riding in the middle of November. I got sick at the end of outdoors and just struggled with some health stuff. And then, my first day back on the bike, had a big crash, and that took me out for, I mean, 6 weeks maybe. And, so just kind of been dealing with a little bit of that stuff since I went pro, and definitely I would say that hasn't really helped the confidence, but I mean, I'm trying to build with what I got going forward. And like I said, I'm trying to be that person in my corner, you know, believing in myself, talking myself up, and doing stuff of that sort.
It's amazing how, like, you could come up, you get so ready for like the season, everything's perfect, and then one little deal, like in a corner, you fall over and tweak your knee, or I'm not saying you did that, but you know what I mean, something like can just derail almost a whole season.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, just I mean, last year, like I said, I got sick, so having to deal with some of that stuff and just trying to build back to where I was, because I mean, it really wasn't a sickness. Like, it was just kind of like a lot of my you know, stuff in my body kind of got fluctuated, and my levels weren't where they were supposed to be, and some brain chemicals were a little bit off, and hormones, and so I was dealing with all that going into the season. So I've slowly been trying to work my way back with that stuff, but that hasn't made it easy on myself either, trying to deal with that. And I mean, I would say it really hasn't allowed me to, I would say, be training full force and you know, throwing everything at my program, but definitely feel like we have to take it a little easy with that. But I mean, like I said, we're doing the best with what we got. I'm happy with everything so far, and I mean, we work hard, so that's all we've been trying to do, and just kind of keep progressing.
Avery Long tonight, brought to you by Racetech, racetech.com.
Yeah, to go off a little bit of what TJ's point was, where, you know, you have the success at Loretta's and then you're coming into the pros. And with the backlog that we have with the 450 guys that we've have staying a lot longer than they used to, and now you have 250 guys, where a lot of the guys that are in the title fight I mean, they're somewhat seasoned veterans. They've been in the class for a long time, 4 or 5 years, and now you're expected to come in and be one of those guys, but you're having to battle with this so much experience. How is that? Is that somewhat humbling to have to race against those guys? And it seems like you have the right mindset to continue forward to getting better.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely kind of a shell shock for me, and I definitely got humbled really quick. I mean, I came in from being, pretty good amateur kid, expecting to, be top 10 my first race and be top 10 in the season and all that stuff. And last year I showed up to A1 and there's, I think there was maybe like 13 factory guys in the 250 class. And it was definitely humbling. I mean, I got my butt kicked at a lot of rounds last year. I got my butt kicked in practice a lot. It was a big shock actually, but I mean, I just look at it and try and better myself from those situations and look at the things I did wrong and not so much get down on myself in those situations and more or less just like look at the positives and look at what I did good, look at what I did better from the weekend before or something like that, and not try and just be so doom and gloom about the situation and just be more positive and I feel like that's really helped my mindset going forward and just having a positive mindset instead of dwelling on stuff and shoulda, coulda, woulda kind of stuff like that,
100%. Yeah, absolutely. Having a positive mindset is a major, major key to the whole life in general. But yeah, doing what you're doing. Yeah. If you have any negativity creep in, it really makes life in general difficult. So,
and I think it's a testament to where we're at in the sport too. Cause like the fact that these guys have to come in and have to learn lessons like that because there's just so much talent just shows that the sport is progressing. And I think it's overall make you guys better, which makes the sport better. So yeah, I think we're on the right path.
All right, Avery, I got a couple more for you and then a couple listener questions. So let's start with just after the 6 weeks, first 6 rounds, you had a pretty good little significant break. Was that a needed break or would you have been better if you could have kept racing and stayed in the flow?
For me, it was needed just because, like I said, like I've been dealing with health stuff. So, it was needed just to kind of get back on track and, take a rest and let the body get back to kind of where it was. But I mean, and even just going out and doing some other stuff, actually being able to hit the golf course and reset in ways like that, you really don't have time to do when you are going every weekend. So no, it was much needed for me, and I was super appreciative, and I mean I feel like I've been making the most of it for sure.
Nice.
Darkside doesn't understand golf, Avery.
No, that's not true. I make fun of you. I've only played once, Avery, and I enjoyed it. But I'm not in love with it. Like I'm not obsessed with it like a lot of you guys are. Maybe I would be if I played again. I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely one of those things where it tests your patience and stuff. But for me, living in California, there's not really a lot of spots that you can get out and kind of just get away from stuff. So that's kind of my way of doing that out here.
Tell me about working with McGinley Clinic. I hear a lot about this group and the doctors, and I know you mentioned in one of your Instagram posts about a non-invasive arm pump procedure. But yeah, just tell me about working with those guys.
Yeah, no, working with the McGinley Clinic has been great. And Dr. Joe, he's been amazing, and he's been in my corner since I think I first went to him in the end of 22. So ever since, he's kind of been my guy for a lot of orthopedic stuff. And yeah, they got a super cool arm pump treatment that they do. That's no surgery, super easy, and almost little to none time off the bike. So they're just all around an amazing group of people. I mean, Dr. Joe, he's been awesome. And I mean, every weekend he'll come over, that he's at the races. He'll come over and chat and say what's up. And we'll talk about things. We'll talk about my body, and just, it's been nice to have a relationship with him like that, where we can talk about that stuff. And he can also help me, just I guess when I need it, orthopedic wise and stuff like that too,
Very cool. All right, a couple listener questions and we'll let you go. This one's from our Discord channel, Soul505. He says, first, very well done on 2 top 10s you have managed already this year. What have you worked on the most? Well, damn it, we already asked that question. Sorry, Soul. I didn't realize it was a question we had already talked about. He wanted to know what you've worked on the most getting ready for the season. So you've kind of talked about that. Let me do one more here.
Okay.
Let's see here. That's for Jay. What's your biggest pet peeve in motocross? Do you have something about the sport that bothers you?
That's a hard one off.
Daxton said riders during qualifying that kind of like are in the way during hot lap, like that they're in the race line basically in the way.
I mean, yeah, that's a big one.
Anything else stand out?
Dude, I don't know. That's like I said, you're putting me on the spot. It's tough to,
How about media people putting you on the
I
spot?
was about to say, how about media? Yeah. Trying to stir the pot.
No, I mean, I love all the media. I think that side of it is good for the sport.
Uh-huh.
I mean, and I love doing interviews and podcasts and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm good with all that, but I mean, yeah, I would have to say it does suck getting in the way, or somebody getting in your way on a hot lap. It's just really frustrating. And then, a lot of times you get retaliation from it, or you get retaliated on. But I mean, I feel like I would have to agree with Daxton. Like, that's a pretty known thing that is kind of a lot of people get pissed off about.
Oh yeah, we see it. It would help. I think it would help. Maybe I'm wrong because I don't race at that level. If you guys did more than one hot lap, like don't wait till the last lap. Maybe do 2 in a row and just you see everybody do a hot lap and then they do a roll lap. Well, maybe do 2 or 3 hot laps and see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, even watching, I think it was last weekend. I think I was watching. They were showing Roxon on a hot lap, and I think it was Vince Freeze got in his way, and he like looked back and like shook his head and threw his hand up and stuff. And yeah, no, it can definitely trigger a lot of people. That's for sure.
Anybody, so we all know Vince Freeze's, I guess you would call it, like, reputation. Anybody in the 250 class has that reputation for you?
I don't know. You mean like
that can ride a really wide bike? We'll put it that way.
Carson.
I don't know.
Carson Mumford. He's always in the way.
Yeah, no. All the time, dude. He's freaking in my way at the test track, and he's taking me out and stuff.
That sounds about right, Mumpy.
No, he likes to like, if we're next to each other, like, he likes to kind of ride me like I'm gonna get rode at the race. And one of the days, actually last week, we're at KTM riding, and it's like a whoop section into a right-hander, and it's kind of my fault. I tried passing him on the outside, and I had a bike on him, but
not at the end.
I thought he was just gonna lay over because of his practice, and he just went straight and took my front end out, and I was like, oh, I was a little butthurt about it right away, but then I was like, oh, like I said, like, just try and learn from them things. And I'm like, okay, next time I just need to set him up in the corner better and get on the inside. And then if anything, do that to him.
Yeah. Whenever I ride with Darkside, he's quite a bit faster than me now, so I'll like let him come around his lap and then purposely get in his way and try to clean him out. I enjoy that stuff.
Oh yeah, that stuff's always fun to do when it's not on the stage of a Saturday.
Yeah.
Or a Supercross track.
Yeah,
yeah,
for
exactly.
sure. Avery, dude, really great talking to you. Thanks for doing this for us. And I guess we'll see you back in Birmingham in a couple weeks.
Heck yeah. No, thanks for having me on, guys. I really appreciate you reaching out and setting this up.
100%. You're welcome. We're glad to have you. And yeah, we'll see you soon, bud.
Yep.
All right. Take care. That's Avery Long tonight, brought to you by Race Tech. Avery's a good kid. I noticed I said 100%. You guys said I also
you touched on people earlier.
I need the note right here. I got to get my label maker.
Who cares?
Who cares?
I care. I want to be
Why?
better. It's about being okay.
Oh, I'm just
check
glad
this
you
out.
care.
I'm
Who
going
would
to
never have noticed
I'm going
it?
to compare myself to the greatest of all time.
Don't do that.
What does everybody say about Ricky Carmichael? You want
He's a
him,
midget.
You want him to get
Bro.
You want him to get better at the craft, right? You want him to improve. Well, I want to be better at this, so that's why I care.
Well,
Okay.
I will say this. I noticed in my videos on my channel that I start, and I even do it here when I'm asking questions. I start every sentence when I'm starting a new segment or a question to a deal. I always say, so.
I say okay.
I say,
think.
so. And so every time I go to start a video, so guys,
Yep.
so.
Yes.
And I
do that with okay. All my
And I do redo the take on my channel.
I use Premiere and clip all that. And like when I do press day stuff, I almost always say, okay, Daxton Bennick. Okay, Ken Roxon.
Oh, mine's
okay.
Mine's all right, guys.
Yeah. Same thing. So I clip that out of yours too. But
Yeah.
I try to start all where they talk first anyway for the most part.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what we're doing. But yeah, I try to clean that up. But I say okay a lot.
Yeah, I do so.
Like if we're at Arlington, every interview would be like, okay, we're here at Arlington.
Okay.
Yeah, they know. You said it 12 times.
Right.
You don't have to repeat it. So that's just about being better, man.
You mentioned RC and like the GOAT. It's funny how I've noticed in the younger culture, like using the phrase the GOAT, like which is the greatest of all time. It's kind of like they kind of use it like facetiously now. Like it's kind of, I don't know. It's not like literal like we used it.
Gotcha. I guess I haven't.
Like this. So, okay, let me give you an example. So we have. Oh, I did it there. We have a board at our store and we keep sticky notes next to it, and it's like
Is it where you put your check marks for how many ice cream cones you're giving out for free?
No, it's not. It's got a little thing where customers can write what they liked about their DQ experience and put stuff on the sticky notes on the board, and it's covered in sticky notes now, and a lot of people, a lot of the younger kids put like DQ as the GOAT. Like one even puts Scott as the GOAT, and it's like they put it on. So it's like obviously they're not being literal because like I don't think I'm the greatest at all time.
No, they mean you're a goat.
Yeah, a goat. Like,
goat boy, like Jim Brewer.
yeah. But I don't know. I just thought it was funny that they use it very ironically now.
Yeah. All right. Before we get Jade on, I had one more expert comment email that came in that I was debating whether we should bring it up, but for some reason I want to now. All right. In a vehicle, like a child has to sit in a booster seat in the back until they're a certain height.
Yeah,
They're
I
not
think so.
right. They're
I don't
not.
know what the
Is it
rules are.
age or height or both?
There's weight. There's
it's a
height.
weight and height thing. I know that, but I don't know what it is.
This person wants to know, but what if it's a little person?
Yeah. That's
Can
why
they
I
sit
think
in the front seat
that's why
if they're shorter.
That's
and
why
weight-
I always thought it was
You're gonna
age.
Google it.
Yes.
That's why I always thought it was an age.
No,
It's not. No,
Because
it's,
when I was growing
weight
up,
is in there too.
when I was growing up, it was when you're 12, you can sit in the front seat.
Yeah,
now.
there's a weight limit. At least
Oh.
I think in Texas there is.
Well, I just remember being like, no, yeah, like my sister, like not until you're 12, you can't sit in the front seat. Until you get 12, I'm in the front seat.
Oh wow.
Like, I don't know. That was
We sat on the back.
Did y'all even have
shelf in the
seat
glass.
belts? Probably.
No, I would lay down on the back
Oh,
seat
yeah.
glass.
Yeah.
Did you Google it or?
I'm googling.
Okay.
It.
Well, I'm waiting. I don't want to call it Jade and then have you get the answer. But I thought that's pretty funny.
There is an age, weight, and height requirement. So once you're over the age of 18,
So the age.
I'm guessing. Yeah.
Even though you're still maybe under the weight and under the height, you're old enough to make
Yeah.
the decision.
Yeah.
So
all right,
therefore,
there it is.
Scotty was right. Cool. Glad we got that out of the way.
I didn't notice that. Did you notice him being right? I don't remember that. I didn't.
What is
Yeah.
I said
well,
it was age.
Our next
That's
guest is on. So Next guest of the night is going to be brought to you tonight
Ask him.
by Guts Racing. Elevate your ride with Guts Racing seat covers, trusted by top pros and everyday riders alike. Designed for maximum traction and durability, Guts seat covers keep you locked in when the track gets rough and the stakes get high. Built to last and made to win. GutsRacing.com. Tonight, Guts Racing brings us from the Red Bull KTM Factory Racing Team, Eli Tomac's Wrench, Mr. Jade Dungey. What's up, Jade?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Dude, thanks for doing
What's
this.
up?
It's been way too long since we've had you on. I bet it's been a couple years
Yeah,
at least.
I actually think it's been since I was at Geico, I think, in 19.
That's
I think.
sad. That's my fault.
Well, people don't want to come. People don't want to come on this show because we talk about stuff like, do midgets need car seats?
He didn't hear that question, and that was an email. We had to answer it. Well, Jade, yeah,
funny.
you have come a long way since Geico, which is funny. I had almost forgotten that you worked for Chase at Geico and at KTM. But right now,
Yep.
first of all, this last weekend, that was your first Daytona win, right?
Yeah, in the 450 class, I think that's my best result ever being a mechanic because, I think maybe 6th or 7th with some of the other riders was the best I ever had. I think in the lights class, we got P2 at Geico against, I think Marchbanks won that night. So yeah, for me, that was sick
So
to be a part of that.
Where does that stack up in your wins? I mean, we all say Daytona is like this special race. I mean, it has to mean the same for you.
Yeah, that's for sure up there. And that comes close behind like a championship. Like that's a badass race to win. So
What makes it so special? Is it just the venue? Is it, or what to you makes it so special?
I think it's just the history there. It's just it's gnarly. And then honestly, I don't know if it made it, that much better. The crowd this year was just unreal.
Mm-hmm.
And then seeing, now I've never been on the podium when all the, people rush it. So being up there at the end of the night, that was, I took a video because I just thought it was so cool seeing all those people crowded. It was wild. So yeah.
It's something special. I wasn't there this year, but that's really congratulations on that. I mean, I'm sure working with Chase and even AP, there's nights where especially with Chase, you thought Daytona could happen, but this Eli Tomac guy just keeps winning there. So once you realized you were going to work for Eli, did that come across your mind? Like, oh, we have a chance at Daytona?
If I'm being honest, it didn't really.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about really Daytona until the week of, and then I always knew he was good there, and I didn't really know the stats. I just knew he was badass there, and then I'd seen he was 7th, tied with Petty and stuff, and then to get the 8th, that's pretty wild. Most guys would kind of cave under that. Not that he cares. I don't think he cares about breaking records and stuff, but on press day, all those guys ask him that same question: "You ready for 8?" And I think most guys would kind of, I wouldn't say crumble, but not back it up. And he just shuts it off, and he made it happen. It was the dude's mental game's freaking strong. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, nobody can argue the champion that he is. The right, like you just said, the mental game. Whether you want to say beast mode or whatever, he is definitely one of the greatest to ever do it. He has cemented himself in that Mount Rushmore talk for sure.
Yeah, no, it's even he keeps chipping away at the McGrath thing, but you take away that at the end of the day, he's a bad dude. Just what he can do on a dirt bike, and I know everybody's talked about his age and stuff, but honestly, it's just a number. He's in shape, he's fit, he knows what it takes, and it's been a dream year so far. I can speak for everybody on the team. We're really having fun.
Yeah, we had Ian on last week, and he said the same thing. And we kind of asked him, there was some turmoil last year. We don't have to get into all that, but going from a couple guys that maybe didn't really want to be there by the end to the team you have now, a guy like Aaron Plessinger, who you've worked with, who's a crowd favorite. Eli has become a crowd favorite. And then Jorge Prado, really, I mean, just the turnaround he's had. Yeah, it just seems like I told Ian last week, there's a different vibe when you walk into your tent now.
Yeah, it's a good group of people. And like I said, I think we're just kind of reaping the benefits of the last, this model around year 5, I think, of it. And then I think just all the R&D we've done, all the stuff, everything kind of, pushing the limits the last couple of years, we're just kind of reaping the benefits of the progress we made on the bike. And it's, like I said, nowadays it's very tough to have that happen. The riders nowadays, it's like, every single guy on the line is probably most likely tinkering with their bike somehow. Or, dude, Eli, we'll be like, hey, can we help you in the whoops a little bit? And he'll just be like, no, it's me. I got to change my technique. And you're just like, okay, cool. So yeah, it's just, it's awesome, man. Words can't really explain how fun it's been.
How did the opportunity come to wrench for him? Was it like, did they ask for you? Did they come to you? How did, and what was your first thought?
I don't know. Ian basically called me in the office because I kind of caught wind, like, okay, we didn't know what Chase was doing, or at least they didn't kind of tell me what was going on. So I kind of just knew, like, hey, if I work hard, you know, I like it at KTM. They treat me really well, and you know, they weren't going to get rid of me. So I didn't know, you know, I didn't really know much about the Eli thing until I saw on, I think, Twitter or something. Somebody posted it, and I'm like, oh, okay, that happens. And then that kind of all transpired. And yeah, Ian brought me in the office and said, hey, you're not going anywhere, are you? I'm like, no, if you'll keep me, I want to stay here. And he's like, okay, we're gonna get you, get you lined up with Eli. And then I said, all right. And he said, the only thing is, Dad wants to get a number 3 tattoo on him. So I was laughing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was cool. And then yeah, we started working, and just from the get go, you know, I've never really known Eli. We always see him in the pits and stuff, even when my brother was racing him. But they always kept it professional, and you know, there was no chaos or anything there. So I think that helped. Like, just being, getting to know him was really nice. And yeah, every weekend, we talk, and it's just it's a fun group. He's professional, and you don't have to hold his hand. He knows what he wants, and it's, dude. Like I tell you, I'm spoiled right now. I can't, like I said, words can't describe how fun it's been.
Well, I'm glad you deserve it. I was curious if you had to have a discussion about bunching or not, but maybe not.
No. Well, it's funny. We always mess with his bus driver, because he kind of, like, there's some things I don't want to mess with Eli with, because like I don't, I'm still learning him a little bit, but I just want to keep it professional. But we mess with the bus driver, and like, dude, we talk about like when him and Ryan race and all that stuff. So it's kind of funny to bench race and to see his perspective, and then where Ryan's perspective was. And no, it's like cool. I said, the families, they're a good group of people, and John, working with John on race day, him and Eli, that's strictly business. They talk about lines and stuff, and we just make sure we give him the bike that he needs to perform on, and everything's up to par, and then he does the rest. So yeah.
Well, coming into the season, some of the craziest news that most people were shocked by was the fact that KTM was like, yeah, we'll put a cable clutch on that thing. For you, was it like, y'all are going to do what?
Yeah, well, when it was all happening, we kind of figured, okay, that's going to get asked. But like I said, making it happen, I don't think was, the question. We couldn't do it. It's just getting approval, because, nowadays it's a lot of politics. But if, I think if it was a guy, like some random guy asking for a cable clutch, it probably wouldn't happen. But we know what that's what made Eli tick. That's what he needs to perform. And it's not like he's just BS and he's like, hey, this is my thought process behind it. So, like I said, Raj and Ian, they talked to the big bosses, and then the guys over there made it. And you've heard the story, I'm sure, numerous times. It wasn't a home run. It took some work. And like I said, now we're in a pretty good spot. Last weekend that was a hard race on the engine, and clutch looked good, and yeah, man, it's pretty cool, and it's they did. It's a good system, we also used arc levers and stuff, so they half the stuff was already done, because you just use arc's perch and levers, so that was pretty cool too.
We had him on the show, and even he kind of basically said he was surprised that they said yes.
Yeah, his quote was, my jaw hit the floor, dropped.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
His quote was, yeah.
My question,
I think,
go ahead.
Yeah, keep going, sorry. Well, back in the day, it's funny, when Ryan got on KTM, just because he came from cable and stuff, he asked, hey, can I get a cable? And I remember Raj lighting him up, no, you're not getting a cable. So I always mess with Ryan. I was like, oh, he got his cable, you should ask him now. But kind of laughing.
Ryan Dungey comeback.
So what was your question? Sorry,
I said, on the mechanic side of it, you've seen the bike through the years with the either punishment or how it lasts with the cable versus now with the cable versus the hydraulic clutch, literally back to back. Is there any difference on what you see?
I think it's a rider feel. Like when we first started, we actually worked hard on the hydraulic, and there was a point there he was going to stick with the hydraulic. He also said, dude, that's the best hydraulic, because I think he struggled in years past with different manufacturers, hydraulic clutches, and we got that thing really, really good on the hydraulic side. And I think it just came down to it that he knows we probably could have started on it and gone racing, but eventually he probably went to the cable. So he just knew like, hey, I'm going to stick with this because I know what I've been on. It's kind of, you're not going to teach an old dog new tricks, So,
but you don't see the difference.
No, I mean, function wise, they're both the same. I think your normal, Eli could probably, it's splitting hairs for a guy like him, but for like you or I, dude, I'd probably go with the hydraulic because honestly, over time you don't have to adjust it. It self-adjusts. So like your normal racer and consumer, like the hydraulic is the better, way to go. But yeah, that's just, it's Eli Tomac. So
No, I mean, obviously I got a KTM and love the hydraulic clutch, but I was always wondering, like, would you get more wear because of having to adjust it and stuff like that?
Yeah. So you have to be careful too, because that was the one thing we were worried about. Because like, say if, you get a guy who doesn't adjust it and then they're not adjusting it properly. Yeah, you'll smoke a clutch, but I think Eli has been doing it long enough so he knows better. But if you got a younger guy in there, for sure, if you're not adjusting, like that's the only negative, and also too, you got to be careful in mud motos too, because if you're constantly abusing that thing and you're not keeping up with adjustments, that can go south real quick. So he has to make sure he's doing his part. Eli does, because if he don't, that's, like I said, any bike's gonna fry if you're not adjusting that clutch. So that was mainly the only thing we were worried about, but he's been pretty dang solid with that. And like I said, I'll check the clutch throughout the day, but yeah, he goes the whole day on one clutch, and then his practice bike, he goes a couple days just because it's the race bike. I just like to keep it fresh, but yeah, he's not as hard as clutch as what everybody says. It's just, I think the power on the KTM's like right there. He doesn't have to clutch it to get it up there. And I think on previous models, previous brands, he's had to clutch it to get it there. And I think that's why he was hard on the clutch. So
Makes sense.
That makes sense. So you mentioned how serious him and his dad are, and obviously their pedigree kind of shows that through history, what they're capable of and how they conduct business. But as serious as he is he that meticulous on a bike about like the exact things that he has to have, or is he constantly changing clickers? Obviously we talked about the cable clutch, that was a big thing for him, but is there other stuff that he is that meticulous on, or is he pretty open, and once he finds a setting he's comfortable?
Yeah, it's pretty much once he gets the bike where he needs it to get there, and he knows, I think he's been doing it long enough, he knows now that, hey, there's no such thing as a perfect bike.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I said, this has probably been the smoothest, it's still early. We're halfway through Supercross. There's still a lot of racing to go, but every weekend I may be changing one click. If that, he's pretty much just riding it. He said, I think nowadays your body can do more than what we can do on the bike. It's a dirt bike and it's not going to be perfect. So, and he knows that. So it's been nice. And I would say he's not really finicky. Like, I just make sure his bars and levers are right where he wants them every time he hops on the bike. And I'd say that's about as finicky he is just making sure everything's right where it needs to be control wise. So
what is like one kind of just like maybe weird request or something that is like kind of caught you off guard that he's asked for on the bike or anything like that?
Honest, he's pretty simple, man. It's
there you go.
He just, like normally wants the thing tall in the rear, but we knew that, like going into it, we knew what he outside looking, and you kind of know what he wanted already. So everything, like kind of how our bike was set up, we really didn't have to change too much for his cockpit. Everything was pretty much to his liking. It's just been like I said, working on the clutch, working on some lever ratios. That was really at the beginning the only really thing, and then just kind of making sure the suspension was where he wanted, but it wasn't like he was asking things out of left field. It was just like simple stuff that we've dealt with on a day-to-day basis with riders. So he just there's no guessing with him. He's like, hey, do this, and you test with them, and he doesn't, I don't know. He's just like, yep, do this, and then he'll give you yay or no or yay, and then he's pretty on point with testing.
Yeah.
So the only person I've ever mechanic for was my son. So whenever the levers weren't perfect, I would tell him to get over it. But you, as a factory mechanic and being around factory teams for so long, has there ever been a situation, I know this is going to be a dumb question, ever been a situation where like a mechanic, maybe not you, but basically had to have a template that he had to put on the bars every time to make sure the lever was right? Or do you just like when you?
No, I got little jigs and stuff to like where he set, like where he has it. I have little jigs and stuff.
No way.
So it's pretty much, Yeah, and honestly, I use nowadays. Look, you'll see people using their cell phones, but that little level app on your phone.
So mechanics do that.
Yeah. Like I'll use that, and then honestly, when you get the bike, you get the levers. Like say he races, so I don't have to dick around with it every weekend. I'll use a little center punch and mark it on the bar.
Oh,
you know,
that's
like
a good idea.
And then you kind of know, like when you take it apart, it goes back on right where right where it's got to go. So yeah, most mechanics, they got little ticks and trips. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Little tips to do. Yeah, little tricks and tips. It was a tongue twister.
I like the center punch. The center punch idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah, you just go like right where the little little brake clamp is. Right, that's it's that little gap, and just do right that, and that's kind of the little tech tip that keeps it on point every time you build. So
back in the day, the mechanics would travel with the racer, would build the motors, do all that kind of stuff. How is your week? I know you're tearing the bike down, pulling the plastics, getting it ready, but are you like just pulling the parts off and handing the engine off to the engine guy and the suspension? Like what are you doing besides just taking the bike down? And
so like during the week, we'll go a couple races on an engine. So like it'll start off like brand new engine, and then we'll go a couple races. So I'll change clutch, oil, check some stuff, nothing crazy, just your basic maintenance, and then I'm in charge of the chassis, and then the suspension goes to the suspension guy, and we're kind of spoiled compared to how it was back in the day. It's pretty glorified, but we are doing like a bunch more races, so it's just a lot of repetition. But and then like practice bikes, they go 30 hours, and then we get them back, build them a brand new one. So you're constantly like, you're building bikes left and right. So people are like, oh, they got her made, but we're every weekend that thing's coming down to the frame. And then during the week, you might be building a practice bike. And yeah, I think just for Eli, when we got up and running, I had like between 9 and 10 bikes right before he started, because we had to go to all those off-season races, and then he had there's just bikes everywhere. And it's a lot going on, a lot of pieces of the puzzle, but it's like I said, we got the factory behind us, and we don't abuse the parts. We try to reuse everything. It's not just throwing new on every weekend, so we have a good system. So
when you say 30 hours and you're like getting new practice bikes, is that like take a showroom floor bike, put all the stuff on it, or is it just like framing the bike?
Yeah, so basically everything on our stuff comes from parts. So we have a giant parts room. So like when it's all said and done, you'll keep the titanium, the suspension will go to suspension guys, and they'll do that. And the engine, there's a lot of hours that go. They have an hour system that goes on all the parts and stuff. Right. So, a crank will get so many hours, and then they'll throw it away. But yeah, when it's all said and done, the bike pretty much, minus those things I mentioned, is pretty much it goes in the trash and gets recycled. And we just pretty much put new on.
Jade Dungey tonight, brought to you by Guts Racing. As a mechanic, you guys do not love the Triple Crowns. How was your heart rate? How was your confidence in Houston when you had to go to the backup bike?
Yeah, that one, I wasn't too worried about that, but that one bit me in the butt, because every week that whole week there, we were doing an interview, people were asking, I'm like, oh, the backup bike's a joke. You never use it. If like you're going to use it, you're pretty much your weekend's done. Well, he used it and got fourth, and I'm like, okay, that bit me in the butt. Like, I gotta, I mean, you have it ready. It's ready to go. So I wasn't too worried about it, but it's, when they have to go to it, they haven't rode it all day. So, but he that was his world supercross bike. So it was, I wasn't too worried about everything being, broken in and his liking. But, it's so much, it's not so much the extra work. It's the in between races. Like hopefully if everything goes good, you're good. But if it don't, there's not much downtime. And if you miss something, it's make or break. So you really have to be on your toes. And if they just gave us an extra, 20 minutes, you wouldn't really need the backup bike, I don't think, because you could change an engine. There'd be enough time to change an engine or, whatnot. It's too tight. They just need to give us a little more time. And then I think a lot of the teams would be saving extra money, because that each rider, it's basically nowadays it's an extra bike per guy.
Yeah. So it's a lot of, there's a lot of cost there. Hours building a bike, bikes in general. It's a lot of cost for the teams for sure. I got lucky at that we ended up working out good, and then he salvaged the fourth. I've never seen that happen before, so that was pretty cool. He's a bad dude, man. Okay, couple more questions. We got some listener questions. Do you have anything else, Scotty?
Yeah. So I just had to comment that I look forward to your like your Instagram reels and your memes and stuff. Like you're kind of known as in the pits as like the king of the memes. Like it's sometimes people comment on like how fast you are to get something up, but man, like your ones you've been doing recently with like recaps of him from the race and stuff, man, they've been getting me hyped. They've been awesome. So keep those coming. I'm looking forward to see if you did anything funny with the tooth. So we'll keep an eye out for that.
No, he got it fixed already. He went back home and I talked to you today. They fixed it quick, and then I think I kept watching the replay of that because I was behind the podium and I didn't even know what happened. He came around and he was like pissed. He's like, my tooth. I'm like, no way. And they said they ended up finding his bus driver grabbed it off the ground and put it in some milk, I guess. And I think they're able to salvage it. Yeah. But that was gnarly. Poor guy.
one of our listeners in the chat was wanting us to ask if you were the one that posted the Eli tooth for sale on eBay.
I thought about doing that, making like an AI, and then making it like be a lot of money and stuff. But yeah, I messed with him this week. We have like a group chat with it's me, the mechanic, and then all the bot, the whole team. So it's just one text. And I made a little AI. He's got gold teeth and it says A time on it.
Yeah. So. I saw that one. Another one I saw was like his face imposed over like Jim Carrey off of Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, that Supercross voices did. That was probably the best one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So I had Instagram on my notes too, and I wanted to ask you why so much Creed.
I don't know. I just grew up, and then I just do it to pull the piss out of it because I think it's funny. But I don't know. I remember that was one of my first CDs I bought when I was younger, and they just made a comeback, and I love it.
Okay,
it fits with everything. Yeah, I don't know. There's really no reason.
There's a lot of Instagram posts with Creed on your feed, but the one that I liked the best was the Noah Gragson one. You didn't know that was him, man. He was like,
oh yeah, no, and either did once I found out, I was like, oh, you mother effer. And then he got Carlos, and Carlos was ready to pop him. He's
like, hey, I need help over here because like dude was like taking off with the bike.
And even Raj was about to come out of the semi. I said, oh, Raj, they're messing with him, and they were all sitting in the semi looking through the window laughing, and that was pretty good.
Yeah, your Instagram is very, very good. All right, let's do a couple listener questions. We'll let you go here. This is from our Instagram page, Sugar_Shane513. Jade, do we have a future in 3D printing after Moto?
I honestly, my son's been doing a lot of that stuff. I think I posted something the other day, a little sifter, whatever. But I want to start kind of getting into the, like messing around my computer. But my computer's so old, so I can't download the software. So when I get the next paycheck, I'll maybe buy a little upgraded computer. But I more got it. Yeah, I more got it for my son because he, nowadays there's so much stuff you can do, and he's 10, and I think I bought it from Christmas for him, and just kind of get him learning a little bit and doing some cool stuff, something different, and because I think the future now, that's the future is just kind of computers and all that sort of cool stuff. So
yeah, they're amazing.
Kind of cool, but yeah, there's so much cool stuff you can do. Like I think I printed you've seen online the over the top Oakley glasses. There's so much cool crap you can do with that thing. It's awesome.
All right, Soul505 says, let's see here. I'm scrolling through. I don't want to. What are your best, funniest rental car stories? He really this guy Soul505 in our Discord loves rental car stories. You got any funny ones?
No, now I mean everything's under my credit card, so I don't screw around. I think one time bumped Rod. There's like you're at the stoplight, you'll bump somebody, like bump Roger or somebody like screwing around. But now it's not like it was back then where those guys would just destroy those things. And and especially my credit cards every weekend tied to it. I'm like, I don't really screw around, but unfortunately I don't really got any good ones.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. One more here. Let's go with Gage_Perriman. What's your pet peeve in motocross? You have anything that stands out? Something that bothers you? I'll give you an example. Like Daxton Bennick and Avery Long, who was just on, they both kind of agreed. Like lapper or during qualifying, slower riders not getting out of the way. That was like Daxton's pet peeve. Is there anything like every week you're like, oh man, this is driving me crazy?
Tech.
Or your sound. Sound.
Every weekend's different. You might have a lapper. I mean, I'm trying to think this weekend pet peeve. I think my pet peeve this weekend was probably like there was so many people and you're like, you feel bad because the fans, they're just loving it. But like you're trying to work and like go up and drive, ride through all these people. And there wasn't really like a fire lane or like a bike lane. and that's me being prima donna, but that was, I could say, I mean, I guess that's it. I mean, lappers, we've dealt with it so many years. It's just like, now if something happens, like, oh, add it to the list. Like, that's nothing new.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Just
yeah.
rev bombing people in the pits.
Yeah, and now what I'm really scared of is like you'll be on the back of the bike and you'll get, you know, like say Eli and even Aaron and Chase, they're like popular guys. You'll be going through and everybody wants to shake your, you know, like give the riders a high five. I'm afraid if one of these guys they slap the front brake and then we both eat crap. That's my biggest like fear. I wouldn't say pet peeve, but yeah. I mean, every weekend's different. I mean, depending on how much sleep you're on and what mood you're on, but I'm pretty easy. I don't.
Have you ever dumped a race bike while riding it down the sound check or anything?
No, I mean, I dumped it on the. Actually, I think I built Eli's race bike this year, and it was before Anaheim. They had already broken it in. I was taking it off the stand, and I was going to move to the right, you know, like, and I just freaking dumped it on the ground, like it fell, and it didn't. I think it screwed up the grip or some crap, and I'm like, dang it! But no, I've been fortunate to like not crash. Like I respect it going down the, you know, when we're riding in the pits or break, you know, in the parking lot, breaking it in. Like I know better, but. Yeah, that's probably about dropping on the stand or tripping on something. I've done that a couple times, but yeah.
Well, congratulations on a very successful career so far, man. I mean, I think you guys are very much on your way to another championship. It's going to be really close at this rate, but what a year so far.
Yeah, I just if Eli keeps doing what he's doing, and like I said, it's you know, it's only halfway. A lot can happen. There's a lot of racing, you know, left to go, and we just got to keep I got to do my part, keep the bike in one piece, make sure everything's, you know, solid on my end, and make sure Eli's got the best equipment out there, and you know, he'll take over and do the rest. He's done this many years, and yeah, it's just I hope we keep having fun because it's like I said, I don't know how, I don't think the fans know how, you know, just everybody in general, like how much fun we're having this year. Like it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, you
it's
can
a really
see it,
good
guys.
time.
If you're going to any upcoming races, head over to the Red Bull KTM factory racing truck, and you will see them laughing and joking and having a good time. Jay, thanks for doing this, man. We really appreciate it. I will make sure it's not as long before we have you on again.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Good luck this weekend in Indy, and I'll see you in Birmingham.
All right, brother. We'll see you guys. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye now.
That's Jade Dungey tonight, brought to you by Guts Racing. Jade, one of the many good dudes in the pits. I can't even give it a reason why it's been so long since I've had him on. It's funny that he remembers it was Geico. So
I don't remember. I don't
think you were on the show then. I think it was.
Oh, then that was like 6 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you gonna do a Cherby's? Is that why you're
T-Bolt?
Oh, well, we're not there yet. We're gonna do a Cherby's. Who did I do?
Oh, I was a Cherby's.
Yeah, you're a Cherby's.
From the factory floor to the finish line, this is a Cherby's. For over 40 years, we've shaped the look, feel, and protection of motocross. Every curve, every vent, every color is engineered for riders who push the limits. Cherby's plastics and accessories are built for durability, tested in harshest conditions, and trusted by champions worldwide. Whether you're lining up at the gate or choosing your next ride, a Cherby's gives your bike the identity it deserves. A Cherby's is innovation, protection, performance. Visit acherbysusa.com. This double pager is brutal.
Sorry, man. You gotta be prepared. You gotta be ready to move.
I thought it was on the other side.
Yeah.
It was over here.
I put my Cherby's handguards on, and I really ran those this weekend. Huh?
Your Acerbis Cherby?
Nope, a Cherby's. A Cherby's. A Cherby.
Oh, got you.
A Cherby's. A Cherby's. No, a Cherby's. Okay, a Cherby's. Nope. A Cherby's. A Cherby's. Nope.
Good stuff.
Lots of good stuff from them. I really do like the hand guards. I had a skid plate on my Kawasaki a few years ago. It's so much good stuff, and the plastic obviously is the best in the business. It fits perfect every time. Love those guys at Cherby's. Let's do some Renthal stuff real quick.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. We got to find it.
We're gonna do it.
All right.
Just look at it.
When you think motocross handlebars, you think Renthal. Why? Because Renthal has been the worldwide leader in motorcycle handlebars for over 50 years, racking up 285 U.S., 268 world titles. Renthal continuously lands on the podium, including at Daytona. They cleaned house on the 450 podium with teams including Honda HRC, Red Bull KTM, Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki, and HEP Progressive Suzuki teams. Whether it's the Fat Bar, Twin Wall, or even the OG 7/8, Renthal bars are unmatched. Renthal is also ahead of the game with their sprockets and grips. And don't forget, you can now go straight to the source with Renthal.com's new direct-to-consumer shopping for your motorcycle, mountain bike, and street needs. Free shipping on orders $99 and up. Straight to the source. Don't forget, they now have casual wear available at Renthal.com. T-shirts, hoodies, and beanies. And if you're a mountain biker, they've got full clip-on pedals, downhill and trail. I broke in my new trail pedals this past weekend. Went over to Tyler, did an hour and a half.
And almost broke yourself.
So, yeah, should I tell that story real quick?
Please tell that
All
story.
Right. So I put my new Renthal pedals on, my new Renthal handlebars, and they sent me a
grips.
Well, I had grips. Those were on too. They were already on. But what the neck, it's not the stem, the head, like the stem head that holds the handlebars, right? Yeah. So they sent me one of those. I put them all on, kind of fit them where I wanted. I was going to get on and adjust, get everything where I wanted it, kind of snugged them up a little bit. Then I had to go do something. Then I came back like the next day, thought, well, you know what? I'm going to put my new cleats on my shoes for my clips. So I put those on, trying to get them where I want them. Well, I better check, make sure everything's adjusted right. So I clip in and I go to right out of my shop and my handlebar spins sideways. Well, the wheel's still going straight. Didn't tighten the stem. I'm like, oh shit. And thankfully my enclosed trailer was right there. So I just grabbed onto it and didn't fall. And I'm trying to unclip and my right shoe will not unclip because I didn't tighten my cleat. So my shoe's moving, cleat staying in place. So my stem was loose. My shoes were loose. Snug all that up. Then I go riding Saturday. First jump on the course, handlebars roll forward. Didn't tighten that either.
Bro.
Like total freaking mess. I did not crash in any of those situations.
You got lucky.
Very lucky.
You would have been like on the ground going,
Yeah,
I didn't tighten my bars just then.
Yeah, I didn't tighten anything. Didn't tighten my cleats, didn't tighten my stem, didn't tighten my handlebars, didn't tighten anything.
What?
You ride mountain bikes?
No, never have clipped. Okay. I've never rode mountain bikes clipped in. No. Sounds scary. Yeah,
bro, I'm out.
Once I got everything tight, awesome. Paul Parabinos saw my setup previously that I got from Kiefer. It was all the stem he had an offset, and he's like, "Dude, that's way too far. Like, you need this, this, and this." So he sent me the stuff he thought I needed. So much more control on the bike
because it pulled it in.
Yeah, it turned so much better. Yeah. I really do like. The new pedals are really fantastic. I mean, they're Revo DHC and Revo TRC. The DHC is downhill, TRC is trail. Those clipless pedals are fantastic. They work with, there's SPD compatible.
Clipless pedals have clips.
Yeah, that does make
what?
Cool.
You clip into clipless pedals.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's weird.
Oh, yeah, you know what? That's funny. I didn't really even think about that.
You know
didn't
why?
Register.
You know why? Because the idea of clips is technically the thing that you used to slide your toe into.
Oh,
that was clips.
Okay.
And then the new design is the clipless that have the thing over your toe.
Didn't know that. Lots of good stuff and more mountain bike parts coming soon from Renthal. So if you're a mountain bike person, keep your eye out. Renthal is crushing it.
Hopefully they'll have a throttle.
That's lame. That's why you have a motorcycle. It's different.
I know. That's why.
But if you want to train to race, mountain biking is a really good way.
If you want to train to race your dirt bike,
to get in shape,
you should ride your mountain bike. Why don't you just ride your dirt bike more?
It's a different type of exercise. Okay, let's do T-Bolt USA top 5.
That's like basketball players are going to be like, we're going to play baseball.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Shut up. Basketball players go and like they row and they do ski machines and they do cardio stuff.
Oh, you know what basketball players do?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm a professional athlete. I train with those guys.
Okay.
T-Bolt USA top 5. TJ, give me the read.
Sometimes you want to cut loose with your buddies and shred your Yamaha TTR 110, CRF 110, or CRF 50. Maybe you got a Kawasaki 110 or 140, or even a vintage Honda Z50 or CT70. Regardless of what pit bike you may have, T-Bolt USA Warehouse has you covered on pit bike parts, accessories. You can find BBR and Pro Taper handlebar kits, D&M shocks, and even full bikes from YCF, Pitster Pro, and Piranha. T-Bolt USA is fully stocked to meet your needs. Visit T-Bolt USA, order your parts, and go bang bars with your buddy.
Okay, so if you were listening earlier, that was a good job. If you were listening earlier, the top 5 suggestion we were making fun of, we're not going to do that. We got another suggestion from our friend Lewis Phillips that we are going to do tonight. It is going to be the top 5 things you dropped the ball on in your life. So maybe you kind of feel like you failed at. Before we do that, though, I do want to. What's so funny?
I mean, I don't know if it's top 5, but I dropped the ball on this one. I forgot to put my list together.
Perfect. All right, that's number one.
I didn't mind about 3 minutes.
I do want to shout out Vince Pale though and T-Bolt USA. They do have a lot of killer stuff, man. If you're trying to clean up your TTR 110 or any of your pit bike stuff, that's so many great parts. Even if you're not like racing pit bikes, you're just riding around the pits to get from point A to point B. Parts you need, they have.
Yeah.
If you have the Chinese bikes, they can find parts that will work. They will work with you to get your bikes running again. A
lot of the guys in the chat today were talking about like when they started riding and having the Z50 and the Chrome Christmas Edition Z50s, CT70s, and if you want to restore one of those, there's almost no better place to go than T-Bolt USA because they're not just somebody selling you parts. They're people who care about those bikes.
Yeah, they are very passionate about it. So give Vince and family a call or check out tboltusa.com. Get in touch with them. They will get you taken care of. I promise you. All right. Top 5 things you dropped the ball on. Do you want to go or?
Yeah, I can go.
Let's do it.
I dropped the ball a lot, so to narrow it down is.
I'm not even gonna say anything.
Yeah, like probably something on the show or something like that. But okay, so I've got one. When I was a server at this steakhouse, it was a pretty nice place. A lot of people would come there for anniversaries, birthdays, family events, stuff like that. Well, a guy was there on his wife's birthday. The hostess they have a cake for her. Put it in the.
I already like where I feel like this is going.
Or put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
And they don't tell me that the guy told them that it was a surprise. So then I go to the table and I'm like, "Hey, here's your birthday. Happy birthday. I've got your cake ready for you." and the husband looks at me and goes like, "The cake was a surprise." And I was like, "Ooh, I didn't know that."
It's not where I thought it was going.
You thought I was going to drop the cake?
I thought you were going to drop the cake instead of dropping the ball.
I don't know I don't think I ever did that.
Yeah.
I can't remember if sometimes what we would do is we would take the cake box and pretend like we dropped the cake, like just to prank people. We would do that sometimes, but I don't think I made sure I wasn't going to drop the cake. I knew better than that. Obviously, everybody knows the drain plug. My not tying the drain plug was one of my biggest moments. Another dirt bike one. You made me think of it when you were asking Jade about like dropping the bike and stuff. I remember I had never had a dirt bike with like a aftermarket exhaust or anything, and I put one on. I had a KTM 125, and we put it on there, and we put the bike on, and I went to go test drive it down the street. Come back in, and those it was a 03 KTM, and they didn't have very big turning radius. Like when you're riding, you don't feel like that much, but when you're trying to turn in like a tight area, it wasn't much. And so I tried to turn around in our driveway, and it was too tight, and I dumped it over and dented the pipe. I hadn't even taken it on the track yet. Dented my exhaust pipe.
That sucks.
When I was in college, I overslept for the same test twice. I overslept for the first one, talked to the professor. He agreed to let me come back and make it up. And then went to go make it up. I overslept that too. So I was like, I don't know. I don't really oversleep alarms that much, but I did it twice on that one. So that was one. And then my number one drop the ball moment was I was out with some buddies on the lake. Had just got there. They were in a boat. They picked me up from the shore. I was going to go. We were going tubing, and it was like one of the tubes where you like lay flat on your stomach and hold on like that. I get on the tube, realize, oh no, my keys are still in my pocket, my cargo pouch pocket, like a board shorts. So I'm like, hey, pull me back in so I can put my keys in. And my buddy's like, just toss them to me. Oh. And so then I go to toss them like this, like overhand. And I'm laying on my stomach, right? So I don't have much leverage. And I put way too much on him, and they just went right over his head. And it was the key to like my dad's house, my mom's house, my grandma's house. It had like a storage locker room key. It had my truck key on it. And just like the key to freaking everything was on that key ring. And it was gone in the middle of Lake Hawkins and 30 feet deep. So yeah, that was a good one.
That's a good one.
Do you have a list?
I've got two that I was sitting here thinking about. Two of them. One of them, so I guess I won't have that long of a stories. One of them is one of my biggest regrets in my life, and But and I don't have a lot of regrets. That's why this list is hard for me, because I think things happen for a reason. But one of my years of racing, there was 2 series that we were racing. There was 24 races during that series altogether, the 24 motos during both series or whatever, and I pulled every hole shot of that series except for the last one. And I know it sounds dumb. Nobody cared, but I cared. Like, I feel like I like willied out of the gate, almost looped out.
Willied?
Yes.
Like free willied?
Yeah, free willied. And I free willied, balls out, like out of the gate. But the greatest, anyways, yeah, so I did that. That sucked. And my number one deal, when Kathy and I were first got together, I had a buddy of mine. He was like a Kirby vacuum cleaner salesman.
Or those, yeah.
This guy was always like wheeling and dealing. He was always trying to.
Wheeling and dealing?
Jesus Christ.
He's never going to let it go.
He was always willing and dealing, and he was always trying to make money. Always had a scheme or whatever. And he came across a way to buy 10 Bitcoin for $1,000. This was when Bitcoin was pretty new, and he only had $500. And he was like, "Bro, we'll split this. You get 5 Bitcoin, I get 5 Bitcoin. I can't buy less than 10. I have to have 1,000." So it was $100 a piece for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, back then $500 would have been like my month paycheck almost. You know, I mean, it was
a lot of money too.
It was a crap ton of money. There's no way I would have ever come up with that. But every time I look online and see Bitcoin at like $50,000 or whatever
Per coin.
Yeah, per coin. I never would have held them that long. When they would have doubled their price, I'd have sold them. No one would have known.
Oh yeah, there's the guy that bought like the $93 million pizza or something like that, because it was when he bought a pizza with his Bitcoin.
That's right.
It was like one of the first purchases ever with Bitcoin, and like the amount of Bitcoin it took to buy the pizza, it would be worth like $90-something million now.
And so I basically turned down $100 a piece Bitcoin. And I kind of jumped the ball on that one.
Yeah, that would be probably like what, like 2 or 3 million?
No, it'd be like $230,000 or something like that. I don't think it's not that high, but yeah. Man. Still, I mean, obviously, I never would have held on to it this long, but
I think mine are way more serious than the way you guys went. But we'll go. I'm going to start with Vital MX. I think I could have done more work and focus more and done a better job and probably made a little bit more out of it. And I got a little lazy and maybe just coasted too much.
I disagree.
I guarantee I should have done more.
I did.
You're always doing something.
When I became a company man, I got really good at it, and I just got to where I just kind of like I knew what the guys were doing. I could have done more. I guess you said I dropped the ball, but yeah. I mean, I don't know if you could have done more, but I'm going to say you're kind of a piece of crap, so probably.
Yeah, I didn't contribute enough, in my opinion. Okay, so then this is all life stuff. I didn't really do, like, writing stuff. I did, I feel like I should have, early on, either went to college or really looked for a actual career long-term that were, like, I could be retired now instead of, like, bouncing from job to job and not really focusing and just.
I'm going to disagree with that.
I think I made some poor decisions, in my opinion, in my younger days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you did pretty good with the city and having all the retirement.
But that was 30-something years old by that point.
I'm just saying,
I think I could have been a bit better big brother to my sister, who was 10 years younger. We were super close when she was real little, but then like when she was in high school, I was in my 20s and just so self-absorbed. I never came in and watched her like do any of the, like she was a manager for like the teams or.
This list is making me
sad. Why did you use self-absorbed as past tense?
I knew that was coming when I said it, but yeah.
Your list is making me sad.
Yeah, dude. Why'd you get the serious side over here? I should
have been. Well, that's what I feel like. Lewis was looking at, like life, dropping the ball.
I was just thinking of like funny little stories that I dropped the ball on.
We just went different direction.
Oh, fair enough.
And this one, I only have 4 actually, is similar to the sister one. I should have been a better dad to my son after divorce, focus more on him instead of certain relationships I was in that weren't even good relationships.
I came into this, I was going to agree and jump on board with everything he said to make him feel bad, but I just making me feel bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's things that like, these are like when I think of regrets I've had through my life, I go, man, I wish I'd done this differently.
But this wasn't top 5 regrets.
It was dropping the ball, and I feel like I dropped the ball as a dad in areas.
Fair enough.
Niall said dark experiencing vital remorse.
Who said that? Al?
Niall.
Oh, Niall. Okay, so that is the T-Bolt USA top 5.
Top
Someone said
saddest
get
things ever.
get him a tissue. Jesus.
Top saddest things ever.
Yeah, sad side, serious side.
Hey, man. Sorry that your biggest regrets in life are not tightening the drain plug.
Yeah, that was
Okay,
pretty
well,
bad.
we have a special guest on.
It wasn't a regret. It was a
So-
drop the ball.
From Vital MX, our friend, Lewis Phillips. How's it going, Lewis?
Hi. How is it?
It's good. It's
Lewis,
good.
Did you hear how sad his list was?
Wait, what?
Did you just hear his segment when he did his regrets?
No.
No, I heard you two's, but not Jamie's.
It was so sad. Like, I was going to jump on board and give him a hard time, tell him how terrible he was for all the things he should have done, and he was so sad about it. I feel like he needs a hug.
Oh, well, now I'm looking forward to catching up on that 2 minutes that I missed.
Lewis can't wait to hear me be sad. Okay, before I asked Lewis to jump on for the picks, but we're going to real quickly do ETS Racing Fuels Pick One, and I thought he would be good for this too because of an event he has coming up soon. So real quickly, ETS Racing Fuels was forged from the heat of competition nearly 30 years ago, developing purpose-engineered fuel for high-profile teams in highly competitive series. Teams using ETS Racing Fuels have won more than 50 national world champion titles, and we continue to forge new alliances and partnerships across motorsports. ETSRacingFuels.com to find your local distributor. The ETS Pick One this week is for your riding capabilities for all of us, and Lewis on the phone. Would you rather be super fast in the whoops, super fast in the corners, or willing to do like a big rhythm section? Lewis, I'm going to let you go first since you just got back into riding. What would you like to be better at?
Well, going fast in the whoops isn't going to do shit for me, is it? Because I don't ride Supercross.
Okay.
That's like saying, do you want to be better at backflips? Like, not really. I'm not a freestyle rider. I'm not a Supercross rider.
I would love to be better
either.
at backflips.
I guess I have to pick one, don't I? Kind of the name of the segment.
Yep, it is.
So I'll go corners, but if I could pick one of my own, I would just do style.
Yeah, okay. TJ?
Big rhythms.
Yeah.
What?
I think selfishly I'd say big rhythms.
Big
too.
rhythms.
Yeah.
Corner, but they
Just
say,
have the balls to send it.
jump for show, corner for dough.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't race it. I don't race enough anymore.
Yeah.
I just want to hit the big lines.
Yeah.
I'm with Lewis. I think cornering would take you a lot further in your racing tenure.
Yeah, where are you people riding when there are rhythm sections?
They're not. Lewis, they're not.
Texas tracks got some pretty big lines.
I just said like being willing to jump. There's stuff like TJ was making fun of me. There's some jumps at Swan that I wouldn't jump, or there's so if you're willing
That's
to
not
jump
a rhythm section.
Okay, but if you're big jumps or rhythm section, just willing to huck it.
Yeah, I wish I was more willing. And I'll jump some big stuff. But there's some stuff that, like, I'm watching other people, and I just you turn the corner, you twist the throttle, and you head towards it, and you know everything's right, and then at the last minute you go, nope.
Yeah, I'm basically, would you rather be willing to huck some big jumps that you're not willing to jump?
Yeah, I'd huck it.
All right, well,
funny, I didn't do LVK this week because of sickness, but I was going to mention this on LVK, and this is now my only outlet.
Okay, let's do it.
Like the big give Lewis. I hate Lewis, so my number one argument is going to be Lewis doesn't ride.
Yes.
This week I had the first Lewis barely rides, so they're adapting.
Yeah,
and it's
there, man.
It's honestly beautiful
if you
to see the haters adapting with time.
If you started riding every week for the next 6 months, they would then go, Lewis rides, but he sucks.
Yeah. No, it would be Lewis doesn't even do journalism. All he does is ride. That would be it. And it's like,
You can't win.
but yeah, when I saw the first Lewis barely rides, I was like, wow, look at that. We're really turning a corner here.
Yeah, that's funny.
Well, and maybe that was one of Jamie's regrets. What had to do with Vital? Maybe it's because he was riding too much and not working enough.
I'll tell you the amount of times that I was slaving away, and then I get a call from my colleague and he's off to the track.
Off to the track.
Now we found the problem.
I was testing
Testing.
gear,
Yeah, to be fair,
testing knee braces.
To be fair, I will vouch for him. He was doing a lot. I would honestly argue probably the majority of his job was like these product features, reviews, whatever. So
See, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Do you have an update? Any updates for the listeners on Job Swap? I know we talked earlier, but they haven't heard.
no, I haven't figured it out yet, but I think we're going to push it by a couple of weeks.
Okay.
I hope so. That's what I'm pushing for. Pardon the pun. Because I feel like, to be honest with you, I have spoken to someone today, and I have tried to take Job Swap into the mainstream.
Okay.
Because I was randomly looking at it. I've been sick today, so I haven't been doing anything. And then I was looking at stuff, and I was like, you know what? This is actually going to be quite a big deal, and this is quite cool. Like, I was looking at the Eli Trophy stuff going mainstream, and I was like, this is something you could convince someone, like, hey, forget what sport it is. Journalist is going to try and do the athlete's job. Like, that's just, that as a headline works, doesn't it? So I just sent a couple of emails and said like, oh, this will be happening, backed by Monster and Kawasaki, just to like, make it sound more official. I was like, do you want to pick this up? So let's see if anyone replies to me.
That's not where I thought you were going. I thought you were going to say we could have Eli swap with the trophy builder.
Well, I could email Eli, but I don't think he really wants to reply.
All right. Let's do our FXR picks for Indianapolis. FXR is designed by racers for racers. With industry-leading fit, finish, and performance. Progression is the name of the game with every new piece created. At FXR, we push our brand to the next level to provide you with the best products possible. Used by Malcolm Stewart, Garrett Marchbanks, Mike Brown, Brock Tickle, Chris Kiefer, myself, and many more. FXR's core motor roots. So visit fxrracing.com to see the complete 2026 line. All right, Lewis, what is your podium pick for Indianapolis this coming weekend where hopefully you will be not sick?
Yeah, I'm fine. I think I'm getting better.
Okay, good.
Eli will win, and I think that this will be the weekend where Eli wins and we all look back at Indy as like that was when he put a bow on his title sort of thing, I think this weekend will be a big Eli stamping the authority.
Hard to argue that.
Second, I will go Hunter, which is fairly predictable. And third, I will go Coop, which is fairly predictable.
Okay. Scotty, give me your podium.
I have the same three guys, but I'll put them in different order. I'll put Coop as the winner.
Okay.
Ruddy Chuck Triple Crowns. I think that suits him very well. I'll put Eli second, and I'll put Hunter in third.
TJ?
Yeah, Eli, Hunter, and Roxon.
Okay, so I have Hunter, Eli, Coop. So we're all pretty close.
He's got Roxon. That's about the only outlier.
And our picks are the three of us, me, you, Scotty, and Lewis are in different orders. TJ has a different
Was
third.
anybody close last week?
In our group, no. Hang on, let me go back.
Pretty sure I picked Eli to win.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if Eli does win...
you got it, Scotty. You hit it dead on. No, you didn't. You had Cooper second. Sorry.
If Eli does win,
I just swap out Hunter and Cooper. Well, we were already talking about this. Calm down.
I'm done.
Okay,
you're done. Well, we did have some listeners that got pretty close. We got Eli Tomac, Hunter Lawrence, Ken Roxon with a Davies 250 pick. So we had some Daytona picks from our listeners that were close. We may have to pick a winner for a prize from that group. But
did anything, Lewis, for you stand out as unexpected from Daytona? Maybe Coop dropping the pace behind those guys or anything like that?
Well, it wasn't unexpected, but of course it was completely believable the massive hole that Chase's absence left in the series. So that stands out as number one for me. But yeah, number two probably would be Coop. No, actually, you know what? Number two behind the Chase-sized hole would be, I was surprised how competitive Hunter was. Like, I genuinely believe Hunter was close to being on par with Eli, which I don't know if you've ever been able to say that about anyone ever at Daytona.
That's actually true. Yeah, and your post race show with ML, I think you talked about that a little bit. So, yeah, and then you guys keep talking about Joey. I mean, obviously, we can all talk about how good Joey Savacci's been. That's just been a consistent, impressive ride over the last few weeks for him.
Yeah, Joey is the story of 2026. I think
I'm most happy for him of any of the riders right now.
Yeah, I think not only is Joey the story of the moment, but I think he's going to become the story of the transfer window, because I think there's going to be a lot of it's a very good discussion of like what deal would be worth taking if you're him. Like I already asked everyone in the press box at the weekend. I was like, hypothetical. Say Cowie offer you Marchbank's ride for 1 year in 27. Do you take that or not? Because I don't think it's just a definite yes. You know, like
he doesn't even think that he's earned a factory spot.
Yeah, but he's had those 1 year deals before, and it's not enough. I think you need a 2 year deal to make it worthwhile.
Well, I think having the satellite deal with Honda, basically it's a satellite deal. They start feeding you a few more factory parts. The quad lock team gets a little closer with Honda, so that means the guy like Yarif is going to be more apt to help him because he's getting more help because of. I think there's no reason why you would leave.
But then I would agree unless it was a really good deal. But then I think you also need to consider all new Honda next year. Mm-hmm. So how much does that set you back in a satellite team? The all new Honda 450 and. Actually, I guess in his position on a satellite team, he could just race his 2026 if he wanted to, I guess.
They got a whole bunch of factory parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually could work out even better for him. But you could also look at it from the mindset of if there's ever a time to take a gamble with the new bike for Honda coming, it's actually quite a sensible time, or like you can make peace with it a little bit more.
Yeah, it'd be a tough decision, man. I don't do you take the money? Do you take the opportunity? Or, where you're at, you're having one of the best seasons you've ever had, so do you stay?
You would have to consider as well, whatever you get offered factory-wise, you would lose out on WSX purse and whatever else. So that's I can't see a factory offer being more money once you account WSX or OzX or whatever else. Bonuses.
Yeah, I think he should stay personally. That's if
that's what I mean. It's like it's going to be I think it's going to be quite a big talking point across all the shows coming up.
It would have to be a multi-year deal, I would say.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone. I mean, AP can't get a multi-year deal,
right?
So I don't think that's happening. Like AP's been on 1 year deals for the last 5-6 years,
and he could probably sign a 3-year deal with Yarif.
Yes. I know Yarif has already thrown out some multi-year offers for next year, not to Joey, but to others.
Right.
So, yeah, I think that's going to be a massive discussion here coming up.
Yeah, it's coming soon. It's something.
Do you think that it'll get forgotten about for like the media and the people whenever the outdoors starts?
What do you mean? What will be forgotten?
Like he's not racing outdoors.
Oh. No, I think he is.
Oh, is he in for the outdoors now?
Yes. Well, he was last year, wasn't he? And then he got beat up and then just pulled the pin a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think it's the same program where he's going to be starting outdoors and running it through because HEP aren't doing outdoors. But I'm fairly certain Quadlock are with maybe just Joey or maybe Joey and Christian. I don't know. Yeah. I actually don't know, but I'm pretty sure Joey is doing outdoors.
Okay, well, I figured it was because I thought that World Supercross was starting early and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, you know what? That is a good point. Maybe not then, because WSX starts the weekend of Unadilla.
Right, and so like let's just say he doesn't do outdoors, does that take away a bit of like the industry shine that he has, where at the end of the year when contracts come out, they're like, oh yeah, he was good.
Yeah, I think that always happens. I don't know who Joey's agent is actually, but that's where I think like you do need to. Again, this is now a much bigger discussion, but I think if you're in Joey's corner, that's where you really need to like be like, hey, Steve, do you want Joey on the show on Monday? Hey, go on MotoXpod. Hey, call Lewis. Hey, like you need to kind of keep yourself out there, don't you? And keep people talking about how great you were. Like no different to touch wood, like, but if he were to get injured tomorrow, and say miss the rest of Supercross, you can't let people forget just how good it is up until this point. And the way to do that is go on a marketing trail if you need it, which I think not enough people do in this sport. But that is a conversation for another day, I would say.
Well, before we let you go, MXGP of Argentina, round 1, coming up this weekend. Did you do an MXGP show this week?
Tomorrow morning,
okay.
As long as I don't wake up like death.
Do you want to tell us who your pick is for the win, or do you want to save that for your MXGP?
No, I don't care.
All right, who's going to win?
What, this weekend or the championship?
No, just this weekend, round 1.
Honestly, I'm giddy about. And you know what's really annoying? I was going to go, and I stopped the plans to go because job swap was going to be Monday, and now it doesn't look like job swap's going to be Monday. So the whole thing, like, I feel like I've lost out in the whole situation. But this weekend, I think Coonan wins.
That's who I picked too.
The track seems fairly Coonan-esque. I would expect Geyser and Hurlings to not be amazing, sure, but like not be firing on all cylinders just because they're going to have to work through some stuff. I think Fevra could be quite good, but this weekend I think Coonan. But honestly, it could be one of 7 guys, and it wouldn't be a surprise. So it is going to be incredible.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And Kai is hurt right now. Is that right?
No, he's. The thing going around on social was that he had surgery, and I also had people message me that, like, I had someone message me, Kai just went in for surgery.
Okay. When
he actually hadn't. Because I then screenshotted the text and sent it to someone, and they were like, who the fuck told you that?
Yeah.
So the rumor has gone far, and as long as I'm not being punked, but I feel like the person wouldn't do this to me. Yes, obviously the fun isn't great, like it's beat up or whatever, but it's not as bad as everything's making it seem. So I think he got on a flight to Argentina.
Right. But maybe a slow start.
Yeah, I don't think it's definitely going to have an impact. And like, if he went DNF because he just pulls out because it's too painful, would I be surprised? No.
Gotcha.
But it's kind of completely up in the air.
Yeah.
Well, the best thing about the MXGP starting is the MXGP pod.
Yeah, I'm very excited to get underway with that again consistently. Yeah. Very excited. Although it is quite a lot to keep up with 2 series at once. But hey, that's why I'm paid the big bucks.
It is. That's
why you're still working and Jamie's not.
That's why I got let go. So you could, you can absorb my salary, right?
Yep, that's exactly what I did.
Lewis sabotaged you so that he could.
That was exactly why when they called me for advice on what to do with Jamie, I said, in my humble opinion,
let him go.
I would kick him to the curb.
Yeah, he put that funding towards the MXGP pod. I'm okay with that.
And then I called Lewis and told him, he's like, I can't believe they did that.
I answered the phone and I went, wow. Well, knock me down with a feather.
Oh boy, yeah. All right. Well, I hope the post-race interviews happen for the GPs. Looking forward to the post-race show by tomorrow evening. So, hope you feel better, and thank you for jumping on and doing the FXR picks with us.
No problem. I'm always here for you.
I know you are, Lewis. So,
after all, I got you fired, so I kind of have to
be. Sympathy call.
Yeah, it's kind of like just clearing my conscience.
Yeah, I'm as happy as I've ever been. So, thank you for that.
I knew you would be.
All right, Lewis. We'll talk tomorrow, man. Thanks.
All right.
See ya.
Bye.
That's Lewis Phillips. That's the end of our show. We're going to wrap this thing up. Next week, we should be back. As far as I know, Cooper Webb's going to be on. Might get Kitchen on. He told me he'd come on during the break. So I reached out to him. I've got one other guy that was already locked in, but I'll have to look at my list because I can't remember.
If you can't handle the kitchen, get the chef out or whatever Deegan said.
There's a new kitchen in the chef, I think is what he said.
The chef, yeah.
Okay, I want to thank TJ and Scotty. I want to thank Avery Long, Jade Dungey, Daxton Bennick, and of course, Yamaha Motor USA, Race Tech, Guts Racing, X Brand, T-Boat USA, Renthal, Cherubies, Grill Your Ass Off, FXR, ETS Racing Fuels, and Brunt Workwear. Don't forget to use that code DARKSIDE MX10 to save. Anything else, guys, or we're done?
I think that's it, man.
All right, we're out. See you next week.